Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hello. Hello, Fathers. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for waiting. Yeah, I was a little late to use the bathroom. But yeah, I guess I could also get the Kawa merch link. I mean, just for a member stream, but you know, since it's on screen, I thought about it, so we might as well. How are you guys doing today? How are you guys doing today? How are you guys doing today? How are you doing? How are you doing? There we go. Come on, now put it in caps. We need that energy. Yeah, there we go. #emoji. I'll just pin it for the stream. Why not? Why not? Yeah. There we go. There we go. The flag is set upon us. Praise be. Yeah. Happy Monday. It's a brand new week. It's a brand new day. Well, it's been a quiet day for me. I woke up a couple hours ago, and yeah, I've just been chilling, you know. And weirdly enough, I don't feel too tired today, despite not getting that much sleep last night. I went to bed pretty late, because I had to stay up for a call-in yesterday from my friend Lily at 10:30 p.m. my time, which is like around when I go to sleep. But then after that, I just kind of stayed up a little bit later, so I went to bed almost midnight. And then I woke up at 5:30, so I didn't get like a ton of sleep, but like I feel pretty good anyway, you know. I miss Rebbi all week, not gonna lie. Hey Benji, yeah. Well, you get to be here today. Yeah. Didn't you tell me something like you were going on a trip or you had something going on, right? Am I remembering that right? That you weren't able to come to streams. I think I remember you telling me something like that. If I have that wrong, then just ignore me. But I feel like you told me something like that. You know. You should take a nap after the stream, baby. Now, Frabbles, how many times have I told you guys that I can't take naps? I'm not even tired. Me getting low sleep doesn't mean I'm tired. I am awake. I do not need to take a nap. I am not a baby. I am awake and I will be good. Yeah. Now I got busy during the days you were streaming. Oh, okay. Yeah. I guess I did get that wrong. I'm just, you know, I try to make an effort to remember the things that you guys tell me. But I'm also small brain and sometimes I get things mixed up. So, at least there's an effort. At least there's an effort put in, you know. Hi. But I hope all of you guys are having a really good Monday so far. I am. I'm having a pretty good Monday, I think. Yeah. Only big eeps for small frog. But yeah, well, sometimes you go to bed and like, you know, that's just it. Sometimes you go to bed and you just don't sleep that well, you know. For me, I have like a really strong internal alarm clock, which wakes me up around the same time, like every morning. I can't sleep in. I'll just wake up at the time. Once I'm awake, I'm awake. So how much sleep I get kind of depends on when I go to bed. So if I go to bed at like an okay time and then I wake up around 5:30 to 6, I get like a lot of sleep. But if I choose to stay up later and I go to sleep at like almost midnight or something, I'm still gonna wake up at 5:30 to 6. Sometimes it might be like I wake up a little bit later, but I'll still roughly wake up around the same time. And I can only fall asleep at nighttime. I can't take naps. Like if I try to lie down and take a nap, I'll just be lying there with my eyes closed. It's not really gonna do anything to help how tired I am. I remember actually. I remember when we did that poll on Twitter, because I was curious, because I get the suggestion to take naps so often that I was like, that makes me wonder, how many people are there that might be like me, who just can't take naps at all? And I put out a poll for it, and most people are able to take naps. But I also think some people were misunderstanding when I asked, like, can you take naps? And they were like, well, if this condition is in effect, then no, I can't. And I'm like, no. Are you physically able to? That's the only question. But I think some people misunderstood it and thought like, oh, okay, well, with this condition applied, no condition, just can you, yes or no? Sometimes I'm about a bit curious if we were to make a poll right now. Make a poll right now. I'm curious. Can you take naps? Yes. Oops. No. Start poll. Are you physically able to take naps? Yes or no? Yeah. Nothing in there about like the your job or scheduling, nothing like that. Just are you physically able to? You know? Yes or no? Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I have a lot of weird quirks like that. That's just one of my many weird quirks, is that I just can't take naps. Third option, maybe. No, that skews the scientific basis. You either can or you can't. There's no maybe. I think the only people who'd be saying maybe would be babies, but babies take lots of naps, so I don't know. And I think by now people should have an idea of whether or not they can take a nap. You know. I can take naps, but I really shouldn't. You know, I feel that, Max. I mean, I can't take naps, but I feel that, you know. How you doing, Max? Hope you're having a good day. Yeah. Wait, I need to sneeze. Never mind, it went away. Oh. Yeah. It was funny though. I was playing content warning with a friend last night before my call-in, and I sneezed. and it's funny how often I get the question like, what was that? Nothing. I think they thought it was something in the game. My sneezes don't sound that weird, do they? Big ups to whoever gifted your legendary Giga Cat. Hi, Lewis. Yeah, we've had like a ton of gifteds and stuff. Because my Hatch Day was recently, and I think this is the first member stream we've had since the Hatch Day, so this is the first chance for new Chadpors to come in and say hi and see what goes on for our weekly thumbnail streams. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of like an extra Yap stream, but then we also get to make the thumbnails together, and Frobbles can give me their ideas. And sometimes Frobbles have the best ideas. I would not have had those ideas if not for Frobbles. So it's a fun time. Maybe it's cute sneezers. No, I listened to the sneeze because I happened to record it within the content warning video that we were recording. And like, they do sound kind of weird. It doesn't really sound like a sneeze. It sounds like a button noise, kind of. I don't know. Hi, Blue Destiny. Hi, Rebbi. Hi, chat. I hope everyone is doing well. Sorry, I accidentally pressed enter when I was still typing. I didn't even notice. It's okay. I do that so often, especially when I'm typing on my phone. It happens a lot. No worries. Yeah. But I'm super excited for this week. You know, Frobbles and Chapors, do you know what's happening? Do you know what's going on this week? Do you know what we're doing this week? Do you know what we're doing this week? You have to answer. You have to guess. And that poll is at like 76% yes. And most people can take naps. I'm just weird. I'm just weird and I can't take naps. Nah, vacation. No, that's not this week. That's next week. But that's why the message went away. That was me. Yeah, I can see it says message retracted when you guys delete your message. Yeah, 3D reveal, 3D. I'm super excited. I wanted to do 3D for so long. Like, you guys don't even know. You don't even know. I wanted to do 3D. For like, God. Okay, hang on. I've been in the VTuber sphere for a long time. It's been like 5 years. I wanted to do 3D for so long, and it's finally happening, and I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Yeah. I got back in VR chat last night, and one of my friends was helping me troubleshoot. Because like I'm new to like the full body tracking thing, and I was trying to figure it out and like, you know, like fix all the problems that I was having, and making sure like that the avatar works and everything. And we got it working, and it was really cool. But it took a good bit of troubleshooting. Yeah. 5 years, huh now? Yeah. And Rebbi's been around the scene for quite a while. You know, Rebbi remembers when Hololive Myth debuted and when Project Melody debuted. Rebbi's an old soul in the VTuber sphere, not to brag. Yeah, Rebbi's been around for a while. But I never had like the money to get like a headset and like the tracking and stuff, you know, to do like proper 3D. And that's always what I wanted to do. I mean, I've had my PSVR for a while, but I like looked it up and like it's not compatible with PC. You can't use the PSVR, which is like the PlayStation VR, if you guys didn't know. You can't use that with your PC and PC games and PC applications, because like it's meant for the PlayStation. And that was the headset that I had, and I was like, I'm gonna have to get one for the PC. But then Fravos helped me find one, and I'm super thankful. Thank you, Fravos. Thank you, Fravos, for helping me find it. Yeah. Yeah. And then, yeah. I think the last thing I need to do is just make sure I know how to set up the stream to OBS. I need to do like a test stream. It'll probably be private, like you guys aren't gonna see it, because I don't want to spoil my model or anything, or spoil any surprises before the time. But I just hope I can figure out how to connect it to OBS. Because you know, I have to, you know. I was trying to think like, what software should I do my 3D in, and I was thinking, I know a lot of VTubers use Warudo, but I was thinking about using VRChat, mostly because that's the only application that I have tried my setup with, and I'd have to figure out how to set up Warudo with my trackers. But honestly, at this point, I'm just like, well, I might just do it in VRChat. I don't know. Is that like unprofessional? I was a little worried about it, because I was like, well, VTubers normally use Warudo, but I kind of wanna do VRChat, but like, is that like not as professional? Is it like not as high quality? You can use PSVR 2 on PC, but you need an extra $200 adapter. And the PSVR 2! I have the PSVR 1, so I don't even have the right headset for that. But it's okay, now I have my MetaQuest. And honestly, the MetaQuest is so cool. It's so cool. Like, it feels way more high-tech than my PSVR. Like it has cameras on the front, so like it has 2 different modes where you can see yourself in a totally virtual space where you can't see your room at all, And then you can like double tap the sides. It's like tap tap on the sides of your head, and it turns it off, and then you can see your room because it has cameras. And you can like walk around your room, and you can do stuff without needing to take it off. And I thought that was super cool because if you're using like the PSVR, it doesn't have that. So if you need to take it, like if you need to do something in your room, you need to take off the headset, you know? Take it off and on, off and on, off and on. But the Meta Quest has, yeah, it's augmented reality, yeah. It'll show you like the menu overlay on top of your room. And it's nice because sometimes I want to message someone on, well, I can open Discord and stuff in there. I can't seem to open applications through the headset. So like, let's say I want to message someone on Discord. If Discord is already open on my PC, then I can easily click into it in VR chat in my headset. It's not really like this is just VR chat, but in my headset I can just click into it and send a message. But if Discord was not already open, then like I'd have to like get on my PC and open it. If I can open it from the headset, I have not figured out how to yet. Wow, there's more people who can't take naps. Wow, really? Yeah. The one Apple made is kind of neat, but it has a issue, sadly. You know Apple. Yeah, the only thing I like from Apple is like the iPhones. I know iPhones, they get a lot of hate and stuff. I've only ever used iPhones, so I can't compare them to other phone brands. I've never used an Android. I've never used like a Samsung. But like I like iPhones. Like for me, they feel like they get the job done. I can use them for years. They don't break. Like the one I'm using right now, it's a hand-me-down. Well, I've never had a brand new phone before. All of my phones have been hand-me-downs from my family, and this phone used to be my mom's. It's an iPhone 11, so it's like a few generations behind, but it still works pretty good. I think the only issue with it is that one of the outer cameras is a little busted, and I don't know if it's from me dropping it or if it came like that from my mom. I don't know. I just noticed that one day. So if I try to use the outer cameras to take a photo or something, sometimes it's a bit tricky to get good quality because of the one busted camera. But that's about like the only thing, because otherwise it's great. It's got a good charge to it still, and it gets the job done, you know? But if it's anything else made by Apple, like, you know, like I used Apple earbuds all my life as well, but like they die after a while. You can be treating them as nicely as you physically can. They're just gonna develop a problem after a while. They always do. They always do. It's like they're manufactured that way, and I wouldn't be surprised if they are, you know? So now I'm using those new Strauss earbuds that you guys got for me, and so far they've been great. So far they've been really great. But you know, we'll see how they hold up. Yeah, actually I didn't even know Apple made a headset, but I'm not surprised. Yeah, I have a friend who wears his Quest 3 while doing chores and stuff to watch YouTube and still see what he's doing. Really? Well, I feel like I'd get a headache after that long. You know. Oh, that reminds me that my cord for the headset came in today. So I should try hooking it up later and seeing like when I play VR chat, right now, I have to use like a wireless connection to my PC. And it works, but my Wi-Fi is not the strongest. I have good internet, but my computer is connected using like a cable. I don't have my computer connected to the internet through the Wi-Fi signal. So like the Wi-Fi signal specifically is not that great. So when I have my Meta Quest connected, it works, but there's definitely some lag and stuff. So Toffee recommended me that I get a cable for it, and she showed me the one that she has. So I ordered it, and it got here. Yeah. So now I just need to test like the direct cable connection. But I think I also need to plug it directly into my PC, which means like reorganizing the cables on my PC again. I don't even know if I have a free one. Well, I don't know. Could I just plug it into my USB hub, or do you guys think it should be plugged into the computer itself? Because I know it gets more power through the computer itself, but I don't know, like, Because if I can just plug it into the USB hub, that's not that big a deal. I have plenty of extra slots. I have like 5 extra slots that I'm looking at right now, you know. But if I have to plug it into my computer directly, I have to see if I have any slots or if I can swap anything around, because I'm running out. I have quite a few things plugged into my PC. I'm kind of running out. Yeah, Apple has a strong ecosystem if you invest into it wholesale, but I'm happy with Android/Windows. I don't think I understand, but I'll take your word for it, I guess. I will never not glaze Samsung. This phone has lasted since November 2021 just fine. Yeah. Well, I don't remember when the iPhone 11 came out, but my phone's also been doing really great. But mine is an iPhone, so I'm happy to have an iPhone now, because iPhone ended up being the best when it came to VTuber tracking, you know. And my family just happened to use Apple, like the iPhones already, so like it just kind of worked out, you know. Hi, Smartador, first members only stream. Welcome. Yeah, we're yapping for a bit before we get to the thumbnail making. Honestly, there's a part of me that just kind of wants to yap and talk about my VR stuff and not make the thumbnails at all, but we do have to make the thumbnails today. Yeah, might need to test it. Yeah, I need to test it. I think the cord is downstairs. Yeah, I think it should be plugged directly into the computer. No bandwidth limitations. I guess I'll see if I have another port. Man, that's the streamer problem when you need everything plugged into the computer. All this really important equipment that needs to be plugged in directly, you know what I'm saying? Man. It makes sense though. Something more heavy duty should be plugged into the PC itself. I was just hoping that maybe I could get away with not doing that, but it makes sense. I definitely don't want to try pulling too much power from the USB hub, because I don't think that's a good idea. I already have some other stuff that's plugged in, and it might like get in the way, you know. Because it is possible to try to pull too much power from it, I'm pretty sure, and then that would be bad, you know. You can try both. There might be slight latency or power issue through the hub. Whatever things works best for what you're using it for. I think the computer would work best. I just hope I can find, like, if I'm lucky, there might be one USB hub that I can plug it into. Maybe. If I'm lucky, there's like one more. Or maybe there is something in there that I can unplug that I'm not really using. I'd have to see. Because I went through my cords all not that long ago. Like a few months ago. And I was struggling to find like where I could plug in something even then. And now I have another thing that needs to be plugged into it. So, yeah. With all the cameras and stuff on the Quest 3, you want to give it as much bandwidth as possible. This is true, yeah. Well, I don't know, because it works pretty fine already with like the Airlink connection. Like there is some lag, but like it seems to work pretty fine overall, and that's just with its own base power. So having it plugged into something extra, it wouldn't need to use, like the only thing you would be using the computer for, I think, would be the connection, right? But I'm not a tech guru, so I don't really know a lot. I could be wrong about that. I'm not sure. Lots of data being transmitted needs high speed. Oh. I see. I've had a USB hub pop and one melt itself due to overheating. That's scary. But yeah, the one I have now is like much better quality than the one I used to have, because I used to have a cheaper one that had like a plastic exterior, and it worked for a while, but I think it started to develop issues over time. It wasn't the highest quality. Now the one that I have, it's a lot nicer. It's got, I don't know if it's metal, but it feels like it. Like it's heavier. It feels better, you know. It's not plastic on the outside. It's got buttons, or I can turn on the individual power to USB slots, which is cool. And it just feels nice. It just feels like a higher quality one, and it's been really great so far. But you know, I definitely don't want to like risk wrecking it, because like it's such a good one. I want to take care of it, you know. Yeah. Unlimited power buttons. Yeah. Yeah. It also depends what kind of hub you have. USB-C would probably be fine. Normal USB might not be fast enough. Oh, it's normal USB. It says SSK on it. Why am I falling asleep? Man, it's kind of dark in here today. But I don't want to get up and turn my lights on. I wish I had lights where you could just go like clap clap and now they're on. So I don't have to get up, you know? It's not about being lazy. Well, okay, maybe it is a little bit, but I'm already on my stream and I'm already sitting down and I already got my earbuds in. So like, I don't want to get up. I have to pull my earbuds out, turn around, get out of my chair, walk over to my headphones. No, not headphones. Walk over to my lights, turn them on, walk all the way back, swivel around in my chair again, pop in my earbuds again. It's not hard, but I don't know. I think for me, I don't want to get pulled out of my online space. Like when I have my earbuds in, I feel like I'm in my own little bubble. And when I take them out, then I feel like I'm in the real world again, you know? Does anyone else ever feel like that? Like, obviously, I'm still in the real world and stuff, you know? But whenever I have earbuds in, I also feel like just a little bit like I'm in my own little bubble, you know? And I don't like pulling myself out of that bubble. I think that's really what I don't like about it. I don't like when I have to pull my earbuds out and I'm pulled out of that bubble, you know? Yeah, sometimes. Yeah. Like if it's good for me because if I want to like focus on something and not be distracted by the world, honestly, I don't even need to be listening to something, but just like let me just pop the earbuds in. There could be no sound coming out of it, but as soon as I have them in, I'm gonna be like more focused on like my devices. I feel like I'm more connected. I feel like I'm an extension of them almost, you know? You know, but maybe not that much. I don't feel like I'm part of the computer, but I feel like now I'm like honed in on it, you know? I don't know, that's always just kind of what it's been like, you know? I feel like that when I'm locked in playing a game. Yeah, it sucks to have that interrupted when you're in the zone. Yeah. We should probably start on the thumbnails though. Not yet for too long. Okay, let me take a look at our schedule. I might need to make the 3D debut thumbnail on my own. Because I don't even have any assets for it right now. Like I'll have to get like a render. And like see how people make thumbnails for a 3D debut? I have no idea, I don't want to spoil what it looks like, but then that means I have to get a render with a transparent background where I can like, you know, make the model black. So I'll probably have to make that one in my own time. I'm still learning how everything works. I don't know how you, like obviously I know how to take photos in VR chat. Toffee showed me how, but like, maybe I can put it in my model in Blender and get like a render that way with a transparent background. Usually with a black silhouette. Yeah. And I need to get I need to get like an environment we could do that. So that means that for the thumbnails this week, we have scrutinized. We need to make a scrutinized thumbnail for Wednesday. Another Oblivion thumbnail for Thursday. And then we're making one for Miora's debut watch-along. Yeah, and she gave me some silhouettes that I can use. So we aren't spoiling anything, so we can just use the silhouette. So really just 3 thumbnails, it's not too much. Although, I'm gonna be honest, for the Oblivion thumbnail, I have no idea what to make it. I don't have any more assets than I had last time. Or at least I don't think so. I don't know. I guess it's been another week. There could be more. I know. Yeah, it's Tanner. Tanner's coming. Tanner is coming on Wednesday. I know. We're playing Scrutinized. So yeah, Scrutinized is where Tanner is from. If you guys have seen any Tanner jokes, it's from Scrutinized. We can finally establish the Tanner lore on the current channel. I'm really excited for that. I typically see a silhouette or just a normal 2D model. Oh yeah, wait, so we can maybe make the 3D thumbnail with like Well, I don't know. I feel like it should have a silhouette, but I also feel like a silhouette with the model being posed might be kind of hard, because if my hands are like in front of my body, for example, and it's all just a black silhouette, you can't really see that, you know? Like if I'm doing like peace signs in front of my body, you know? And then it's all black, it's all gonna blend into each other. So then at that point, it would just be a silhouette of the model standing there, which that would kind of just look like my own 2D model with the model just standing there. So I don't really know. Here, let me look up like VTuber 3D debut. Wait, what was that find? Oh, Doki's about to do a 3D debut. Oh, posted 4 days ago, a teaser. Whoa. Okay, so for her, she did use a black 3D model silhouette. And she made it so that her arms, she's doing a pose where her arms are out, so you can see like what she's doing. Okay, that is the almost the only one that came up. Okay, Mia did one 4 months ago, and she posted a screenshot from a world with just her model. We could do that, but it would kind of, you know, spoil the model. And I see Doobie for her debut. She has some of her model in it, but it's like the head up. I kind of like that idea. Like, we could show off that it's 3D, but without spoiling too much. It could be like what is it, head up, like the top of the head. Top of the head up. So you're not showing the face and stuff, you know? Yeah. And then there's another VTuber who has her entire body in the thumbnail, but her eyes are like off screen, kind of hiding a little bit of the face. So we have some options. I kind of like the way like either Doki or Doobie are doing it. I might take some ideas there. But again, I don't have any renders right now. I'd have to like get a render. Should I do that now? Should I do that now? We might be able to make the, if I could just get a render of the model with a transparent background, then we could make that thumbnail on screen. Should I try doing it now? I can open up Blender and see if I can get my model in there. Yeah. Let me see. I don't have Blender in my OBS, but I'm gonna say, hi, we need astronaut booty this time. Do the Spriggans count as astronauts? Because they kind of feel like the plant version of an astronaut. You know, they're like plant astronauts. Do they count? I don't know. They kind of just feel like a plant version of a flame astronaut. Not gonna lie. Okay, my giant tablet is warming up. It's waking up. There we go. Yeah, give me Blender. Let's see what we can do. I definitely want to make sure my 3D thumbnail looks really good. Okay. Let me see. Okay, so file, import, FBX. The first thing I see when my folder opens, Dead Space. I just opened a bunch of my files all together. Okay, let me navigate to where I keep those. Where do I keep these? Okay, my assets folder. 3D model. FBX. Okay, I got it, but I forgot to delete the default cube. Can we get rid of the default cube? Okay. And then can I turn on? I need to. God, how do it's been so long since I've used Blender. How do I turn on all the rendering settings? Ah, Blender's unresponsive. Nah. Oh. Okay. Shift Z. That was not it. How do I turn on all the rendering settings? It's nice to see. Okay, my body has an armature with bones in it. Pose mode. So I can animate with this, I think. Yeah, whoa, it's like riggable. Oh, oh, yeah, that's what I was hoping for. Careful, don't look at the model on stream. It might show a reflection in your eye. True. That space was a lot of fun. Yeah. It was a lot of fun. Rebbi can blend. Let's go. I can, but it's been a while since I've used it. It's been a little while. I was using it for my 2D animation, but I got so caught up with other plants and stuff that I haven't had much chance to animate with it. I feel really sad about that. So I was curious. I was curious about animating with a 3D model maybe too. Yeah, I learned 3D animation before 2D animation in Blender. How do I render everything again? Fully rendered. Because this does not have the shading on it. Actually, now I think about it, the head has that like missing texture shading. Do I have to fix the freaking FBX model? Man, there's been so much fixing with this model. Yeah, I don't remember. Does anyone here know how to do? Does anyone here know how to? How to show? Actually, I don't know. Maybe this is fully rendered because this might be fully rendered. But the textures aren't on here? Oh, that's not good if that's the case. I can try the other FBX model, but how to figure out, how do I delete? How do I delete it? Delete. No, not just the armature. Delete the whole thing. Delete. Oh my god, it's not deleting everything. Delete! Delete! Just delete the entire model. Okay. Import. Let's try the other one. I have two different versions of it. This is the exact same. What the heck? I might have to get a render. I might have to get a render like actually in VR Chat or sorry guys. Sorry for the wait. None of the textures are on the FBX model. I guess I'd have to assign them myself. Boo! I was really hoping I could just get the render. This makes it a lot harder to get renders actually of the model. I don't think so. Spriggans are natural creatures and astronauts are elementals. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Hi Patrick, can I get a happy birthday from the cute little froggy says, is it your birthday? Happy birthday! Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Patrick. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday! Yeah! Yeah, but yeah, I'm probably gonna have to make the 3D thumbnail on my own. Cause I have to like figure all this out. I don't think the FBX model has any of the textures assigned to it, so it's all just gray. With all of the head being pink. I don't get it. I don't understand. Where's shading? Where did I go for the colors again? Yeah, okay. There's no, there are some nodes in the shading. Oh, yeah, I don't want to risk messing anything down. Well, okay, we'll do that later. Yeah. That's gonna make it a bit tough. But I don't know, unless VR chat has a space I can go that can give me a photo without a background. I don't know. Do any of you guys play VR chat? I don't get it. It's a universal Blender experience. But I'm still learning. Like I know animation through Blender. I don't know a lot of the modeling stuff. So when it comes to fixing a model or doing anything with changing a model, there's not that much that I can do. Like I need to be walked through it. But if it's just animating though, I can do animating. Yeah. Yeah. So I guess we will just move on and just do the other ones, and I'll handle the 3D myself. Makes me sad though. I wanted to do the 3D. I wish I had thought to take a photo for the thumbnail yesterday when I was in VR chat. Let me see. Do I have any usable photos? I don't. No, I don't. I don't have any that are usable. Okay. Last time I used Blender was like pre-2010 law. What I think is funny is when people see my 2D animation and I tell them it's made in Blender and they're like, "What? Blender can do 2D stuff?" Yes, it can. It's not as fleshed out as their 3D tools, but you can. You can. Okay. So let me go ahead and open up the canvas. We're gonna start on our first thumbnail. Yeah. Okay, let me just. Oh, well, normally I come down into this corner. The hatch day ad is in this corner. Hatch day ad. Girl, where do I have this saved in here? Oh, here it is. Go away. Okay, there we go. And technically, thank you for becoming an alpha shampoo. Thank you. I wish I could play, but my laptop would literally burst into nuclear fire. Even Blender, I don't know how resource demanding it is actually. I don't know. Oh, do you mean VR chat? Oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes more sense than Blender does. Yeah, VR chat. Yeah, it's. I don't think you need I don't know if you need a super beefy PC, but it definitely needs something at least a little beefy. I think. You know. Like if it's just a laptop. Yeah. That might not be enough. I remember I used to use a laptop for a lot of stuff too, and yeah, it couldn't handle a ton. Yeah. Or maybe I found a shiny Pokemon. Let's go! It's a Gligar and it's blue. Should I name him Frabo? If you want to. You can if you want to. Yeah. I will learn Blender's 2D stuff one day. It will make animation so much easier to do for some stuff I want to do. Yeah, it is pretty nice. It definitely takes some getting used to. There's well, when it comes to any animation software, they all have their quirks. So you gotta learn the quirks and stuff. Where is my Kurita? Here it is. Okay, there we go. Now you guys can see. Yeah. Blender's really nice because you animate with vectors, so that means you can make it bigger or smaller, and it's not gonna deteriorate in quality like pixels would. You know, if you guys have ever tried to enlarge a photo in any photo editing software and it gets really blurry because you stretched out the pixels. If you're doing stuff with vectors, that's not a thing because they don't use pixels. I don't know exactly how it works, but they don't lose quality when making them bigger or smaller. So it's pretty cool. And you can even do a mix of 2D and 3D, which I think is Blender's strongest suit, even though I have not tried using that myself. But if I can get my 3D model all fixed up and stuff for a blend file, you know, the Blender, then I think that would be super cool. I could animate with it. Maybe I could even get more animations out that way. As I like 2D animating. It is pretty fun. But like there's pros and cons to both 3D and 2D, and 3D sometimes, depending on what you're trying to make, can be easier. But then that requires some 3D knowledge and setting up a scene and stuff, you know? I think it'd be really fun though. Vectors just work through the power of math. I'm not good at math, I don't understand. Okay, so starting off, we have scrutinized. We have to make a scrutinized thumbnail. And I think I have some scrutinized photos in here. I don't think... I've had some for a while. Yeah, I have all my scrutinized photos. So, I don't remember what any of these are. I have 2 different Tanner ones. I have one for the kidnapper. We could do the Tanner and the kidnapper? Okay, there's this photo. Let me look at the other one. Okay, yeah, we'll probably use this one of Tanner. And then I have one of the kidnapper. There's not as many of the kidnapper. I wish there were more assets for these games. Reflect Studios games are so good. And I wish there were more assets and stuff. Cause I remember when I was looking for these. Like it's easier than Oblivion, I think. Just cause Oblivion is so new right now, but like it's still a bit of a struggle. You know? Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I can put Tanner on one side. And then put the kidnapper on the other side. And then we can put me in the middle, looking terrified. Look at that handsome lad. No, Tanner looks dead inside. Well, the thing I think is really funny about Tanner as well is some of Tanner's mouth animations look kind of like... I'm pretty sure it's Tanner. I'm pretty sure it's Tanner that has this. But when he talks and stuff, it might be certain animations. It almost seems kind of robotic in the way he's animated. And he's the only character like that. It's like a unique quirk. I'm pretty sure it's Tanner. But I think it also depends. I don't know. I have a memory of that. But now I'm thinking of some of his animations and they're fine. So I think it might depend on the animation. But now I can't remember. I can't remember. I don't know. I'm gonna send a DM real quick. Okay, here we go. Asking my friend about maybe helping me fix the textures on the model in Blender so I can use it for animating. The animating. Okay, yay! Okay, so next. Wait. There's a tiny corner up here that's not covered. There we go. Okay. So what I want to do is, well, okay. I need to cut some of it out. I need to cut like the side out so the kidnapper can also fit in there. I want to do like a, well, I guess we could just do it like downwards like this. I was thinking like a slash, like diagonally, but that's gonna be harder to do with the tool. So instead, let me just get like a nice even cut. Does that look even? Yeah, get Tanner's needle out of the photo! Tanner, I'm scared of needles. You can't use needles anymore. Okay, you can't use them. Okay, and then next door, close out that tool. Wait a minute. Eh? What is this? Didn't I just delete this? Why is there still like... It's attached to the Tanner photo. What? Huh? Eh? What the heck? Oh! It's because I didn't use my eraser. Oops, that was on me. I accidentally used my color tool instead of my eraser, and I was like, what the heck? There we go. Oopsie. I just woke up. I'll use that excuse. Well, at least it was an easy fix. Okay. I wish the kidnapper's photo was a little closer, because Tanner's nice and close. But the kidnapper, I have to make it bigger, and he gets kind of, you know, quality loss. Okay. Maybe like right there? Maybe a little bit more over here. Because I'm going to put myself in the middle. So I don't want the guys to be too much in the middle. I might block them. Those kind of programs are also why everyone in Oblivion has a mile-wide smile. I swear it's Tanner who has those animations. I swear. Like, when the kidnapper talks to you, you can even see it. You can even see it here. See, his mouth deforms, and he looks like he's speaking to you, right? And it looks normal. This looks like a normal screenshot that if you were to take a photo of someone mid-sentence, it would look like this, right? Like his mouth looks normal. He's in the middle of saying something. But Tanner's mouth, at least in some of his animations, kind of just opens like, oh, la, la, la. Like, oh, la, 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 la. like the jaw just kind of comes down. It's just like, ba, 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 ba. Wow, this is awkward. Was one of his quotes the only one I can remember off the top of my head? Well, this is awkward. When I play Scrutinized, I've only ever gotten him saying that when the light is off, like the power is out. So I've never actually, he's supposed to like walk out of a room and say that to you and then charge you down the hallway. Cause you like approach the hallway and then he walks out of a room at the end of the hallway and he's supposed to say that and then charge you. But every single time that it's happened to me, which is twice, the power is out. So you can't see him at all. You just see pitch black. You don't get to see him run at you. Tanner, why do you keep doing it when the light is off? I can't see you, Tanner. I can't see your run animation. You need to do it when the light is on, so I can see. Well, actually, ideally, he wouldn't be doing it at all. Okay, now I just need a picture of me. A picture of me. My friend is asking to see the model. To see it. Okay, wait. Let me make like a quick Google Drive. Cause I don't have Discord Nitro and I can't send big files over Discord. I hate that they made the limit like 10 megabytes. Bro, like most stuff is not that big. Most stuff's not like most stuff. I mean, it's not that small. I mean, it's like bigger than that. I was like, bruh, excuse me, bruh. Why you make the limit so small? I can barely send anything now. I know it's to make people buy more Discord Nitro, but I won't do it. I don't know. Maybe someday if I really want to, but I don't know. I can't say I'm super drawn to the idea of doing it. Oh, so I always have to use Google Drive if I want to send most things over Discord. Okay. There we go. Yeah, I should probably get it done sooner rather than later since we need to prepare for the 3D debut, and having the thumbnail ready is one of those things. Okay, there we go. That should be all done. There we go. There we go. That should be all done. Nitro has animated emotes. No. Maybe someone ate my lunch I was saving for today. Huh? Ew. Wait, like in the break room fridge? I put the model in Blender, and it just seems to not have any of the textures attached, as well as seeming to missing the face text. Well, I mean, there's no, it's all grayed out except the face. Like, the face is the pink for missing textures, but then the rest of it's all gray, but like, ish. Whatever. Yeah. My dad ate my pizza. Whether he should pay you back for it. Don't let him get away with that. Nah. But I know that might be tough. That might be tough if your dad's like my dad. My dad is like rules for you, but not for me. He get pissed if any of the kids ate some of his stuff. But then if he eats something of yours, he's like, well, sorry. I'm like, man. What? Nah. Wait, hang on. Empty? Why is it empty? It's not empty. There's I see the model things in here. What the heck? But they're in here. They're uploaded. Huh? Oh, it works now. Oh, okay, never mind. Maybe it just didn't like finish processing or something. Okay, God, my friend is giving me a heart attack over here. I guess it saves you time for making a thumbnail. It's already been blocked out. Oh, cause it's not there? No! But we need a thumbnail! This is super mega important. Okay. Now I'll get a photo of me. A picture of me. It needs to be one where I look terrifying. Let me see. This one does look pretty good. Okay, I'm thinking maybe this one. Put me on top. Okay. Maybe this one. I also have somewhere I have my braids. I have ones where I'm also like scared and crying, and I feel like just scared probably works better. I feel like scared and crying together kind of look like a different emotion. Also, my hair blocks a lot more with this hairstyle. So maybe this one. This one looks more just scared. I think I want to like organize the photos a bit better, maybe. So can I move Tano? Well, now I don't have my clean cut down the middle. Okay, maybe, let me test something. Can we just extend this color outwards? Okay, yeah, okay, there we go. So then there's just... Is this fully blocked out? I think it is. Okay, what do you guys think so far? What do you think so far? I mean, it looks pretty good so far, I think. I could probably add like some darker shading to make it feel a bit more like a horror down there. You know, they're behind me, aren't they? Tanner very frequently is behind you. when you exit the computer and he jump scares you. This is a jump scare game, by the way. I feel like I should know. I mean, I feel like I should say. So people know, just in case they might, you know, if jump scares have a good chance to give you a heart attack and then you die, maybe it's good. Yeah. Can we add pink blush to tan our cheeks? No. Maybe for a second scrutinized thumbnail. I want the first one to look at least a little serious, you know? Is that Bruce Willis on the right? No, that's the Russian kidnapper man. I don't know who Bruce Willis is. Let me just do one thing. Yeah, so Tanner. Yeah, there we go. Some of Tanner's photo was on this side. Okay. We can definitely add some shading to it. I'm wondering if I should do anything at all with like the line in the middle behind me. Do I have a blur brush? Do I have just a blur brush, a blur tool? I don't know. I mean, I'm assuming there's one in here, but I don't know where it would be. No, that's a soft eraser. It's a blur tool. I have a weak heart, but surprisingly enough horror games don't affect it at all. Really? Well, that's good for you. So if you can watch and play horror games if you want to. Yeah. Yes, I really like horror games, and Scrutinized is one of the better ones, I think. One of the best ones. Okay, let's do airbrush. We're going to let's do some shading on like Tano and the kidnapper first. Make it look a bit spookier, you know? Oh! Yeah, that's a bit spookier, alright. And then the kidnapper's already in a dark room, just in this specific screenshot. Oh, you know what? I forgot that like I drew up the layer up here, so let me not lock the alpha on that one. Made like those, and then we just added it to my model. Add it to Rebbi. What do you guys think? Let's see. Do the zoom out test. Yeah, I feel like it's pretty recognizable if you zoom out. You can tell it's two guys. You can tell it's me. There's still some good illumination on the face as well, so it's easily seeable, easily spottable. Yeah. 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 I think this is pretty good. Rebbi is very recognizable. But we mean in thumbnail terms. In thumbnail terms. Because there's certain things that you want to have when it comes to a thumbnail. You want it to be like, it's easily recognizable what it is, even when it's small. Because some people will watch it, like, they watch YouTube on their phones. Or like, when the thumbnails are, like, off to the side in the sidebar, when they're, like, recommending to you, you know? You know how YouTube has, like, a little, like... Wow, it's so hard to see my cursor. They have, like, a little, like, recommendation thing over here on the side of when you're watching a video. And the thumbnails are smaller. So, like, the thumbnail would honestly be roughly this size. It's like, can you tell what this thumbnail is and everything in it when it's smaller? And, like, is it too cluttered? Does it convey what you're doing properly enough? And I think it is good. Yeah. It looks good to me. Granted, you can use a blank white image for a thumbnail and I still show up. Yeah, I almost don't really mind what the thumbnail is too much, you know? But I like to see my thumbnail work as like an advertisement for potentially new fraggles. You know, we have to make sure that they know what we're doing from the thumbnail, and then they can decide if they want to come check it out, and maybe they'll join the community. So I think we're gonna go ahead and save this one. This will be our first thumbnail. Wow. Okay, scrutinized. There we go. So my friend's communicating with me about the model while I'm doing this, and I'm trying to like figure everything out all at once. Oh, wait. Let me see if I have the textures. I guess they're not attached to the 3D model in that one. But let me see if I actually have them saved somewhere separately. Where was I going again? Oh yeah, my assets. Okay, wait, I have them. Wait, let me add them to that Google Drive. For some reason, they're saved separately, and I don't know why. Okay, let me just update. Okay. I just went ahead and yeah, everything that's in there. Okay, there we go. We got that out of the way. Yeah, first thumbnail of the day. It's done. Yeah. Yeah. Would you ever consider using a thumbnail made by a fraggle? Curious for future rep. Maybe, but I think it would depend on like how the thumbnail itself is made. You know. Cause I have high standards for the thumbnails that I make myself. Like again, I want like there's certain things that work better as thumbnails, so it kind of just depends like how it's made, you know. But I think I'd be down. I mean, to me, it just kind of matters like how is the thumbnail made, not really if it's made by me or somebody else. So it would just kind of come down to that, you know. So if a fraggle did make a thumbnail that's like, you know, the face isn't too dark, it's nicely organized, you can tell what it is, you can tell when it's smaller, you know, it's not too cluttered, not necessarily text all over it, you know. I mean, you can have text in thumbnails, that's fine, but it kind of just depends, like, is it gonna clutter it? Like, if I were to add text to this one, maybe I could add the scrutinized logo to the bottom, but this thumbnail is already pretty well blocked out with photos and faces. There's not really like empty dead space anywhere. Like, you know, maybe a tiny bit up here, but it's not that big a deal. And then, you know, like, so if I were to add anything, it might look a little too cluttered. Right now, it's actually very nicely like organized and spaced out, you know. And then there's also a thing of like clashing colors, which I struggle with colors so much. If I have to make something from scratch and I have to make my own background and stuff, I struggle with colors a lot. That's another thing. Like there's basically like a ton of stuff that I look at when it comes to thumbnails. Cause I'm trying to do the best that I can with them, you know. Thumbnails are very important. Thumbnails are the first impression that a lot of people get when they see your video or stream on YouTube. The thumbnail is like the first impression, so I try to make sure my thumbnails are very clean, very nice, and very communicative in what we're doing. You know. Yeah. But yeah, interesting take on it. Well, this is how it just, I don't know. I've done a ton of research into like what works well with YouTube. Because I think, not to go on like a creator tangent, I don't know if you guys are really interested in this stuff or anything, but I think for anyone wanting to be a creator, one of the most valuable things that you can do is really know the platform that you're using, which means like trying to do as much research on the algorithm and what works for this specific website as you can, you know. It's not like an exact like science, right? Like there's no like just do this and you'll blow up, you know, like nobody has that good a hand on it. But the more that you understand, the more that it benefits you. And these are all tips that I have learned when looking up like how to do thumbnails, like how to make a good thumbnail. And a lot of it just kind of comes down to like, you know, it's kind of graphic design a little bit, but just stuff like that, you know, makes good thumbnails. Yeah. although, when it comes to members thumbnails, I don't hold myself to as strict of standards, just cause like it's only gonna be the members seeing those. So like those are a little bit less strict. But for anything that's like gonna be public, I try to hold myself to a certain standard with the quality. I try to do my best, you know. Yeah, YouTube meta changes all the time. It's funny to check out huge old videos of what they were trying to get views. Yeah. Things have changed a lot, and it's always changing. So it's always good to like stay on top of stuff, you know. That's why like thumbnails and titles matter a lot. And I'm not that great with titles. I think my titles could use more work and more improvement. But I think thumbnails, though, I have a pretty good handle on what I think works well, what I think looks good. Something like this, it feels very professional. And it doesn't even need like a ton of fancy effects or anything. It just needs to be nice, clear, concise. Yeah, let's open up the next one. Yeah, flashbang white. White background, flashbang! Let's see. Oh yeah, next we are playing Oblivion. Yeah. I had to like really squeeze out all of my brain cells. You know. Yeah. Issue with fan thumbnails is that you need to know the games Rebbi is gonna play a week before the schedule. Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that. That's another thing. Yeah, cause like I put out my schedule at the end of each week and we make the thumbnails for it. Like I'll usually have my schedule out on Sunday. I had it out a little bit earlier this time on Saturday, but normally I have them out on Sunday and then we make the thumbnails on Monday. So it would require Frobos to pretty much be on the thumbnail making game like as soon as that thumbnail releases. Or if you know that we're playing a certain game, like I did talk about wanting to play Scrutinized last week. And I asked Frobos like to remind me to put Scrutinized on the schedule, you know, and then I put it on the schedule. So like if I talk about it and like we're dead set gonna do it, it's not a maybe, it's not a we'll see, but like we are doing this, then like that would be helpful, you know? And yeah. But you know, sometimes like honestly, a lot of time I don't even know what we're doing the next week. I figure that out when I sit down to make the schedule. So you know, like when I sit down to make my schedules, the first thing I do is look at like, okay, have I agreed to do anything with someone? Do I have any prior obligations? Do I have any collabs or call-ins or anything like that I agreed to? I block those out first. After that, I look at, okay, like, well, what days, based on what I have doing, like what I'm going to be doing this week, what days would be the best days off? So like, I very commonly will take Tuesdays off, because I always have my members thumbnails making streams on Monday. So like every Monday we're streaming, that's always a given. And then just like, okay, when else am I doing something, like collabs and stuff? Okay, that's on this day, that's on this day. So then I think about like my days off. I'll also gauge like how tired am I? Have I been working myself really hard the last couple of weeks? I might give myself an extra day off. And then when I have the days off and stuff all blocked out and all the collabs and stuff are blocked out on the schedule, then I can look at the days where I am going to be streaming and then I decide, what do I want to do that day? And sometimes it's really hard to decide what I want to play on a given day. Yeah. Honestly, Oblivion was almost a Zatsu stream. But then I was like, oh yeah, we are playing Oblivion. Like, I don't want to forget to play Oblivion. I was all about Oblivion a couple weeks ago, but then you can very easily distract me with other games, and I just forget that that game we were playing exists. Yeah. Yeah, I'll be back when my work is done. Until then, have fun, Rebbi. VTubers. I thank you, Sanguino. Yeah, we obviously can't get you to play a game just by making a thumbnail for it. Yeah. It'd be weird if it worked like that. Yeah. All the problems would just be out here getting me to play Honey Pop by making me a Honey Pop thumbnail. Well, Rebbi, we made you a Honey Pop thumbnail, so now you have to play it. And I was like, no. Yeah, I hope, you know, I didn't bore you guys with, creator tangent stuff. I can talk about that stuff forever, but I know viewers aren't always super interested in it. Okay, let's see. I'm curious if there's any new backgrounds that we can use for Oblivion. What the heck? What is wrong with this photo? Huh. Nah, a lot of these I already have. Honestly, a lot of these I already have. Man, we might just reuse a background. Oh, there's one here that's like inside a tavern. I've not seen this one. Okay, we can use this one. Oh, thank God, it's not like an AVIF file or something. I was thinking like, unless it's an AVIF file, in which case I cannot use it. Oblivion Tavern. Okay, and then do we have any funny ideas for a tavern background? Actually, let me add it in here first so you guys can see what it looks like. Okay. Tavern. Actually, wait, I think I recognize this tavern. Well, I mean, you guys can't see it right now because it's huge, but we've been in this tavern. Oh god, it's a little bit laggy. We've been in this tavern. This is, I don't remember what city it was in, but this is the tavern where I thought I accidentally stole something right in front of somebody. I recognize it because of the placement of these two doors. Right? I remember, like, there's the guy there, there's a door. These two doors go to the same room, like a longer room on the other side of this wall. And I opened this door and I thought I was like mashing the button to open this door. And I thought I thought I stole something on the other side for a second. I got scared and they would have seen, but I don't think I did. Either that or they didn't see, I don't know. But this looks familiar. Like, yeah, we've absolutely been in this exact tavern. Okay. Alright, well, here's a good background we can use. Okay. Oh, what should the idea be? Tavern Brawl or Bravo? Yeah, I'll be the victor. Thoughts on the desert wind frog? I like them. They're squeaky. Squeaky good. 10 out of 10. I find creator tangents interesting, especially because we are kind of supporting you in thumbnail making after all. Oh yeah, that is true. That is true. Actually, that kind of makes me wonder. That kind of put this thought in my head. That it kind of makes me wonder as well about, like, if my creator tangents would ever help fan projects as well in any way. I don't know if it would. But I just had that idea, like, oh, what if it did? What if it did? If you guys were like making stuff for me, like a surprise, and my creator tangents, like, having more information on how stuff works. Well, I don't know. I remember here talking about algorithm. Algorithm doesn't really matter when it comes to Frabo fan projects, because they're just to make me happy. And they always make me happy. Yeah. So no honey pop, what about honey cam then? I think I'd be really embarrassed to play a game like that on stream. Also, I'd be so worried about demonetization. I know there's plenty of streamers and YouTubers who have played it. They have to like censor the heck out of it though. And like doing it in a live stream, that seems like harder, you know? Yeah. But yeah, I like the idea of me having like a tavern bar in here. I'm trying to think, what would the organization be? Will we have me in the middle? Will we have me off to the side? Let me go to my screenshots. I'm pretty sure. Okay, there's that one picture of me that I took. Oh, it's this one. I used it in the Dark Souls thumbnail. And I thought, like, yes, this will be the one. Wait, does this mean I have to get into a tavern brawl? No. That seems harder in Oblivion. Because in Skyrim, you might just run into someone who wants to fight you. And you can fight them, and it doesn't matter who is watching. You know, like, you're not gonna get in trouble. But the NPCs in Oblivion don't seem to want to fight me as much, you know? And the only times I've seen people play those games live are on the special sites. Yeah, I know some friends who have played it live, but like, you have to be really vigilant about censoring, especially like when the clothes come off. And I don't trust myself to be vigilant enough about it. I don't trust myself. Let me get my fist out. Oh yeah, fist. Here we go, I got my fist. Okay. Right on my fist! And then we get the problems that I am fighting. Assets. We're going where to have my emotes. I have it all organized the same, but I always lose it. Okay. Okay, we can do shocked bubble. Concerned bubble. Crying bubble. I think some bubbles will think it's funny because we have like the cherry and laughing bubbles. There's a lot of bubbles in here. Yeah. What game are we talking about? Honey Pop. Hi, Lagobottom. How you doing? You can be cheering on a fight between bubbles. Oh, that's true. I wonder if it would be harder to do though. I don't really have assets like to make me look like I'm cheering. Actually, kind of makes me wish I had a rave emote of me, but I don't really want another rave emote. We already have one. One VTuber I watched played Black Souls live. So much censoring. Oh yeah, I don't know much about that game, but I think I've heard of it. Yeah. And that's definitely one that would require a lot of censoring, I think. I don't know. Okay, let's see. We got my fist here. Let me duplicate and turn it around. Okay, actually, I might make this other one a bit smaller. Okay, like that. And then we can just position the froggers. Okay, wait. I just had an idea. Okay, so we'll put that one here. I need this rubber. Yeah, actually, wait, this makes me wish. This makes me want like some kind of impact effect behind my hand and hitting the Frobble. Does this just look like Frobble abuse? I'm sitting here spewing my ideas, telling you guys my ideas, and looking at this photo, and it just kind of occurs to me while I'm talking, like, this just looks super mean. Why am I beating up Frobbles? It is, and that's okay. This is her Frobble abuse. Oh, maybe, you know, Maybe the next time you guys are naughty, I'll just sit on you. This is what I do. I sit on you. Sit on you. Sit on you. This is what I do. I sit on you. Right on your lap. This is what I do. I sit on you. Sit on you. Sit on you. This is what I do. I sit on you. Right on your head. Sit. Sit on you. Sit on you. Is that a promise or a threat? Well, it's supposed to be a threat, but I don't think you guys are taking it. Okay, so I was reading the update from my friend. It might not be something that we can fix, and I have to go talk to the modeler. Yeah. What were we doing again? Oh yeah, we're working on this thumbnail. I mean, do you guys want me to be punching Frobos? Wait. What if I could dress up the Frobos? Well, I don't know if there's any, I don't know if there's any, like, Oblivion, like, assets? Wait, I could use my Skyrim assets, though. We could. Okay, wait. I have an idea. I have an idea here. Okay. Hang on. Let me get the stuff. Okay, here's one. It's technically a Skyrim asset, but we'll just ignore that. They're technically Skyrim assets, but we'll just ignore that. What song is that? I think it's from Adult Swim. Okay. If I dress up the Frobos like they're a bad guy, now I'm fighting bad guys. You know? Wait, I can make. Although I try not to include anything down here because there's like a thing in YouTube that'll cover this spot, but this is just also the perfect spot for this Frobos. Maybe if I like move it over. Yeah, like that probably works a bit better. You know? Wait, maybe make it a bit smaller. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I think the axe and stuff, like there's way too much here and the axe doesn't stand out enough. Maybe if I like raise the color of it. It's hard to make Oblivion stuff. When you've already been making the thumbnails for a while, it gets kind of hard. Let's adjust. What do you guys think? That one Frobos was clearly backseating. And this is me popping the naughty Frobos. It's just me popping the naughty Frobos. Obviously. And did I not hit the alpha button? Alpha. Actually, I don't like that so much. I don't know. I don't really want to add shading to everything else. But is it weird to add shading just to the weapon and the buckler and not anything else? I think just the base shading makes it look really funny and really makes it pop from the background. Okay, but let's see. So when it's small, this is my concern about it. This is my concern about it is that the buckler and the weapon, I like the idea a lot, but I don't know how well it's going to translate into like the thumbnail, because when it's small, can you really tell this is an axe? It kind of starts to, you know, like the details all kind of blend together a bit. And it becomes harder to tell what it is. I think everything else is pretty clear. I think Rebbi, the fist, and the flobbles all stand out for the background pretty well, but it just, honestly, even the buckler stands out pretty well. It's mostly just the axe here, and that's because there's just so much going on here. I guess we could just get rid of the axe. That kind of solves that problem a little bit. And let me... Okay. So, what if instead we get rid of the axe, we can make the shield a little bit bigger. I wish I had like a helmet or something to put on the frobbles. That'd be cool. That'd be cool. Maybe a sword or dagger instead. Nah, anything right here is gonna be, it's too much. Because you have frobble, you have the fist. Another detail on top of this is gonna be too crowded. It doesn't matter that's an axe specifically. What matters is the placement. The placement's not. I think one thing I could do, we could try just drawing an asset. So I could get rid of the shield, and maybe we could just draw Frobble holding like some sort of weapon. You know? Do Frobbles bounce uncontrollably when you punch them? Frobbles would probably pop if I punched them. Okay, let me try an idea. So I'm going to need the Frobble base colors. I'm not very good at drawing, but I'm gonna try my best. I wanna draw a fish. Oh, I am not good at drawing. Okay, this probably looks good enough. And then I will take, we're making a Frobble hand, and then we will draw a dagger. Okay. Now let's go ahead and merge these two layers. Where is the merge button? There we go. Okay, and then next we have to draw the dagger. I need a shade of brown. I think. I don't know exactly what color the dagger. Making the hilt. I'm not really experienced drawing daggers. So sorry if it doesn't look very good. Wait, maybe I should get a reference for a dagger instead of just drawing from memory. That might be a good idea. Oh, wait. You know what I should have done? I'm gonna go back to when these layers were not merged together. You know what we could do? We could add a bit more detail. This bubble has some extra details. Does that look like knuckles? Does it look like knuckles or does it look like random dots? It looks like random dots, I think. How about like that? Yeah, that looks pretty good. Okay, now I'll merge these two layers. And this looks better than it did before. Okay, now we need to draw the dagger. Let me go to... Okay. I say, wait, maybe we should start with like the gray. The gray that would be at the bottom of a dagger. Okay. Oh, I might move this down a little bit. And then let me move this a little bit. Okay, and then we'll draw. Now we'll draw the handle. Oh. Yeah, wait a minute. Honestly, the background is so dark, it almost looks like you can't even tell the handle's not there yet. And there we go. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? I feel like maybe the dagger could have some more details to it, but other than that, I think it looks pretty good. I don't like that as much. Wait, what do you guys think? I think I'm about to pop myself running with a dagger. Yeah. I don't know. I wonder if this is not enough oblivionness in it. Because if I saw this thumbnail, like, I think it's really cute, but if I saw this thumbnail, I would not assume that this is Oblivion right off the bat. Like, it has an Oblivion background, but the background is mostly covered and pretty dark. So, I don't know. I don't know if this is really like, translating, okay? Had an Oblivion gate in the middle of the tavern. I don't have a picture of an Oblivion gate without a background, unfortunately. I have the PNGs of the guards. Maybe we can add the guards to the background, but I think that would just look, I don't think that would really look that good. The problem is I don't have a lot of assets for Oblivion. Every time I have to make an Oblivion thumbnail, like, we've kind of gone through a lot of the assets that we can find. So, like I was surprised to even see this new background. But we've kind of gone through a lot of the assets. I think adding more would be a little crowded. Yeah, and like I would have to add them to the background. I don't know if that would really change much, because everything in the focus, everything in the foreground is like, you know, it's still gonna be non-Oblivion stuff. I don't know. But to be honest, on the other hand, because Oblivion assets are so hard to come by, we might want to get a little bit creative with our thumbnails. So, perhaps this is what we should use this time. And then, yeah, I don't know. There's not a lot of assets for the Oblivion remake online, at least not that I've seen. Maybe I'm just not looking in the right spot, but I usually will just go on Google and use that, you know? Okay, let's see. Oblivion. This is the 9th Oblivion stream. Wow. Okay. Alright, this will be our thumbnail. Yeah. It's really easy to say, like, oh, we should add this, we could add this. Like, I think there's a ton of stuff we could do if we had everything, but the problem is we don't have everything. We just don't have that stuff. So it's a little tough. It's a little tough. Okay. Next up, since I'll probably be making the 3D thumbnail in my spare time, because I don't have the assets, and it's apparently gonna be hard to get the assets. Then the next thing that we'll be making is the thumbnail for the watch along for Mimi. I'm super excited. Alright. So let's get the silhouette for Mimi. Well, I guess I already had it. Yeah. I have her logo and I have her silhouette. Let me see. There we go. Okay, yeah, silhouette. And then logo. Okay, I just added them in. They're pretty big, so they're kind of off screen. But we have them. And come up with like a really cute background color. Maybe yellow. Yellow with that shade of pink might be cute. And then we need a picture of me. Let me add in a photo of me. Let's see. I want it to be like I'm excitedly looking at Mimi. So actually, what if we take a new photo? For it? I want it to be like I'm excitedly pogging. I'm gonna take a photo. Okay, I'm taking the photo. Yeah, that'll work. Oops. That'll work. Yeah, excitedly staring. I am excited. Yeah. I just expanded chat to be super huge. Okay, never mind. Okay, let me add that new picture in. I'll use this one. Okay. So, let's see. I have an idea for what I want it to look like already. So I'm thinking we'll position me over here. I don't know how big to make me. Let's go ahead and make Mimi's silhouette a bit smaller so we can fit it on here, and then we can adjust the size. Okay, are you guys excited? I'm super excited. Yeah. Because not all of everybody from Pixel was able to debut into their new identities right away. So for all the girls who are wanting to and who are getting to, I'm really, really happy for them. You know. Yeah. There we go. Maybe a bit smaller. Actually, how far down does this go? Okay. We have the entire thing. I want to make it a decent size. I think my question is how much to show. Maybe like this. Maybe. I have an idea, but I wonder if it would be like okay if I like just drew a cute little like smiley face on her silhouette. I don't know if she's okay with that though. And we also have her logo that we can put in here. It's super big down here. Also, Krita's being kind of laggy. I don't even have that many things open. I only have just these couple of files. A little bit more. Wow, her logo's super cute. A little bit more. Okay, I might make myself smaller. I think I'm taking up way too much space because I want to be able to really show off her stuff since it's a watch along for her debut. I think she should be the focus. So, honestly, I might put myself in the back and make myself a bit smaller. And then gosh, I could put no, I feel like it's best down here. And then I can just put like a background color behind. I'm thinking something pastel. Something pastel. Let me take this shade of pink and let me just like change it over to yellow. So this shade would look like this. I feel like it's too bright. It needs to be more like a lighter color. Like something like this maybe. What do you guys think? What do you guys think so far? No, maybe more pastel. Like just slightly. Oh, actually, this is a bit tough, a bit tougher than I was thinking. I think pink and yellow is really cute together. Maybe a bit more. I was thinking a cool color to contrast the warm colors of the pink. Oh, that's true. We could maybe do... Oh, that could be cute. Yeah, that does make the pink pop a lot more. Or if we were to do purple. I kind of like the blue. Although the purple pairs really well with it too. Maybe we could do like kind of something in the middle. Something in the middle maybe. I'm thinking. Okay, a bit more blue. I'm so bad with coloring backgrounds. I was just talking about this. I feel like such a noob when it comes to creating my own backgrounds. This is bad. This looks like so not well put together. I struggle so much anytime I have to color my own backgrounds. I don't know how people do it. Yeah. I'm glad that Pixelink has been so supportive of you and the other talents during the indie transfer process. Yeah, it's been pretty smooth and I'm really thankful for that. Yeah, it's always exciting when you introduce us to new people. Nah, Mimi's not new though. Well, I guess it would depend. If you guys ever watched the other Pixelink girls, I guess if you haven't, then she would be new. But if you have, then you probably already know her. Yeah. I mean, I don't know how she feels about people just like saying who she was. I mean, well, it's public knowledge, I guess. I don't know. I don't really know like what's the etiquette when it comes to like, cause the way I usually go by talking about past life stuff is like, is the individual talent okay with it? Because like it used to be like a total taboo in the VTuber scene that you don't talk about past lives at all. And now that's kind of changed a lot, but there's still a lot of people who think like it's super taboo, it should never be done. Like, so like there's people who are okay with it and there's people who are not okay with it. And personally, I'm in the boat of like, if the talent themselves is okay with it, then I think like it should be a case by case basis, right? Right. Like for me, I'm fine if people talk about Chio. Cause I honestly think it would have made me sad if nobody was talking about like where I was gonna be after Pixel's closure. Because I don't think I could have gotten my IP, and if I could have, I also don't know if I even wanted it, because I've been like really happy just as Rebbi. But like I would have been really sad if people were like, no, don't talk about where she's going, and then a lot of Frobbles couldn't find me. Like that would have made it be very sad. Cause I was really scared when it was like revealed that we were probably going to be closing, and it was like I couldn't say anything, right? Like I had to be professional, and I couldn't say like much about what was happening or going on. I had to keep it to myself, and I was just like really scared during that time. Really scared, really stressed. There was a lot of pressure on me, and I think it helped to know that Frobbles were gonna talk about it when they could. Like once it was confirmed, it helped me to know that that's how that was going to go. So I really appreciate it. I know there's other people who feel differently about it, and in our case, it is all public knowledge, like who went to what account. But I still like to think like, okay, well, how does this talent feel about it though? You know, like it feels weird just making my own call on it, when I think going about it, like, you know, like it's kind of just feels like a principle of mine, I guess, you know. It's good to know you were okay with the push though. Oh yeah, nah. That was the one thing I was unhappy about with Cheeto, is like I wanted her to be smaller than she was. You know. And I really pushed for it, but I don't know how much I'm allowed to say about this. I'll just say I wasn't quite able to get exactly what I wanted. And I think you can see like, you know, my current model is a lot more youthful and small and baby looking than my Chio model was. I still really love Chio, and I love like the usage of colors and everything. There's a lot of great stuff about it, but that was a major thing for me. It was a major thing for me. It was like when I applied to Pixelink, I put that like on my application, like if I get accepted, can I have a small petite lolly model? That's my one request. My one request for joining. Can I have this? This is very important to me. And I was told yes. So, you know, it was kind of a meet in the middle thing when it came to the design process. But sometimes when you're working with a company, I think like we were given a lot of leeway to have things the way we wanted, right? Like, I don't want this to sound like I'm bashing the company or anything, because I think I was given a lot of room to design my character, and there were a lot of other things that I was able to have creative decisions with. Like, I decided to add my collar. I really wanted the collar. I thought that would be really cool. They let me have my collar. I was really happy about that. I wanted to keep some of the highlights in my hair from early versions of the design. They let me keep the highlights in my hair, you know? Like, they let me choose a lot. I wanted to have freckles. They let me have freckles. So, like, there's a lot of stuff there that was, like, you know, like, I don't want it to sound like they were, like, really, really picky about it. I just wasn't able to have it as small as I wanted. And that was always, like, one hang up for me. It's like, no, I want to be smaller. I want to be cuter. I want to be baby. And I guess I could have taken the IP and just gotten a new model with it that was more petite. But I don't know. I was told it's like rude etiquette. It's like bad etiquette to ask Japanese artists to do something they don't normally do. Chitty Mama just hadn't done like a ton of lolly designs, like a lot of lolly drawings. So it kind of felt like the max of what I could ask for. But I've also since heard that that's apparently not a thing. So I have no idea if that actually is a thing or not. I have no idea if it actually is or not, but I kind of felt like I would either have to ask for something I might not be able to ask for from Kitty, or have to get a new model mama to get what I wanted. And I think people would have, I don't think people would have taken that well. I think some people would have been like, you know, the Chitty family's not that big. A lot of people leave it, and usually it's through graduation and stuff. I don't know. I had a feeling that it might not go over very well with some people if I were to change model mamas. It's a normal thing, but I don't know. I just had a feeling. So there was a lot of little factors like that went into my decision to leave that IP behind and start a new one. You know. Yeah. Yeah, it can vary from one artist to another, really. Any artist, really. Yeah, I don't know. It was really, really confusing making the request because, I probably shouldn't talk about it too much. But yeah, that's basically how it was. It's like, it just wasn't as small as I wanted it to be. And I know some people might even prefer, like, I know some people might not like how much more youthful and baby that I look now, but this is really like what makes me happiest, and it's a huge thing to me. It means a lot to me. So I really I'm really much happier now that I can have that. Now your mama is also your sister. Yeah. And my dad is also my sister. Let's go. Yeah. Yeah, you look great. Thank you. Yeah. I know some people prefer the Chio IP to like what we currently have now, and you know, people can feel however they want about it, you know. Cause I know whenever there's a change, there will always be some people who might not like it as much. I mean, I felt myself that way before about some other IPs, you know. Sometimes you don't like the new one as much, but I think as long as you're happy with what you have and that you're accepting that some people might not like it, you know, like I try to be, then, you know, it's the best you can do, really, you know. And yeah, I know a lot of people might, like, some people didn't like it so much, but I hope that can kind of help people understand a bit more where I was feeling on that. Well, I know I'm saying all this in a member stream, so maybe they won't even be able to see it, but at least I'm saying it, I guess, you know. Sorry, I'm getting so distracted. We're supposed to be working on this thumbnail. I actually kind of wonder, wait, what if we use pink? Okay, that blends in way too much, I think. Well, actually, wait, what if we use a lighter shade of pink? What if we used a really really bold shade of pink. Okay, never mind, that's ugly. I like the lighter shade of pink. Actually, wait, this shade and the shade, like the shade of the silhouette and the shade of the pink on the background, it reminds me of yogurt. It reminds me of a yogurt I really liked when I was little. I kind of like it, but I wonder if it's too much pink. I don't know. I still feel like the spacing on this thumbnail is awkward. I don't like the spacing. Wait, I don't know. Maybe I can make myself bigger. Why am I? Ah, don't stretch out my face. No! Control Z! I say, wait, what if that was the thumbnail? Wow! Me are at the view. Wait a minute. What? I look so silly. Yeah, it's a cute design. Ram cooks too. Yeah, Ram really cute. I like. Hi, Ram. I really love the design. Thank you. Yeah. I feel very me. I feel very me in a lot of things, in the way that I look, in like the humor that I've been displaying. I've been trying to experiment a little bit more with interacting with Frobbers and with like my humor and stuff. So I'm not really sure how to describe like the humor. A bit edgier, maybe? I don't know if edgy is the right word. I don't know if it's the right word here. I've been a bit more bold, I guess. Yeah, bold. Bold might be a better word. You know, a bit bolder with my humor and trying to tease Frobbers more. Which, I'm not very experienced in teasing, so, I feel a bit worried that, like, I might try to be teasing, but then it comes off mean, and then what if I hurt a Frobbers' feelings? I've been trying to experiment because I feel like I'm not myself enough, you know? Or at least I have been feeling that way, you know? I think it's kind of like, I don't know whether to say it's left over from Pixelink or not. I don't know. But when I was in Pixelink, being a part of a corpo, there was a lot of things I liked about it, but there was one thing I don't like about the corpo environment, not specific to Pixelink, but like, corpo environment is like, feeling like you have to fit into like a certain mode. So I'm still laughing. I kind of want to save this. Perfect. Wait a minute, can I save this and post it? Can I save this and post it in the Discord just like with no context? Chapel! I'm gonna name it Rebbi. Come here, they can make a chapel for 1 whole month. Praise wide, Rebbi. Rebbi. Wait, let me go to the Frobber server. I'm gonna post it in here with no context. Okay, now. Okay. What was I saying? Yeah, I felt like there was a lot of pressure on me to try to fit into like a mode of like like who I can be, because like you're representing a company, right? So it's like if you make a mistake, or if you do something that's deemed inappropriate, it like reflects bad on the company. And it made me feel like I had to sanitize myself quite a bit. Really tone myself down, so that way I'm not saying anything too unhinged and it's seen as like inappropriate. Cause you know, I was always afraid of that, cause I wanted to do a good job as an agency talent, and well, now it's been posted, so you guys can have that photo if you want. Normally I'm like don't share stuff from members, but I give you guys permission. If you want to use that photo, you can use that photo. Yeah, like, and I think as well, it didn't help that like nobody else in Pixelink was really my brand of unhinged. Like, okay, not to say that nobody was. Like, Daya, for example, very much her own brand of unhinged, you know? But my humor and stuff did not always mix well, with the other girls all the time. Because, like, you know, I'm just, like, my own brand of... How do I say it? I always feel awkward when it comes to talking about other people. I don't want it to sound like I'm talking bad about them. I'm not. I love the other girls very much, and they've always been good to me. So this is not me, like, saying anything bad on them at all. But just trying to, like, kind of talk, like, about, like, the experience I had. There was just, like, you know... You can get along with people well, but, like... There's different kinds of, like, mixing with them, I guess. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Like, I think I was the only one. I could be wrong about this. Because honestly, I did not have the time to really watch as many of their streams at the time as I wanted, because I was always working hard myself. But like, I think I'm the only one who jokes about killing myself. Maybe Daya jokes about that. I don't have any memory on top of my head of that happening. But I do remember there was at least one time where I was trying to like, I was not doing so well in like a competition setting, and I was trying to like joke about it. Not only to try to help, like, so I don't feel too frustrated because we're just having fun, but also just to like, you know, make a funny out of it, you know, kind of lessen the tension. But it didn't really translate well, and it kind of sounded like something that it wasn't, you know. It kind of sounded like I was like more upset than I was, you know. It doesn't always like go over super well, you know. And the reactions of the people that you're with can really like impact how it's received, right? Like if I make a joke and I'm laughing, but then nobody else is laughing, you know, then like it kind of just looks it looks like just like awkward, or like I said something wrong, or like I did something wrong, you know. So to an extent I kind of felt like I couldn't really be myself there. Like I could, but I had to be like a toned down version of it, and I feel like I'm still coming out of that, if that makes sense. Like I'm still learning, like, okay, well now I'm indie again, I don't have to worry about any representation except for me, just my representation, because I'm not doing stuff for a company anymore. But I'm still kind of like trying to come out of that, because I spent several months there, you know. But like I feel like a lot of the time while I was there, like everyone there was really good to me, right? Like nobody there was like management was great, everybody was great, everybody was good there. But like I spent like nearly every day scared to make mistakes, scared to make missteps. Like there were little things I just didn't understand, because not everything was always explained to me. I remember Maro threads, I didn't understand how they were supposed to work at first. Before Pixelink I never did them. So I used to like make a Maro thread when I wanted to answer Maros, and it would be for that day, and I wouldn't go back throughout the week to check for answers. Because I didn't realize that's how it's supposed to. I didn't realize that's how it's supposed to work. And stuff like that, you know. I was always scared of making some big mistake. And honestly, kind of wonder if I don't know. I don't want to say like that I wasn't the best fit for that company, but sometimes it feels that way, you know? Cause I know my generation was hired to add some more, like, you know, get some new personality types in there, you know? Like a lot of, that's the goal with a lot of generations, is like, okay, what else can we bring to the table, you know? In addition to the great things we already have, what else can we bring? And it kind of felt like they wanted me for my chaoticness, but they didn't want the full extent of it, I guess. I don't know, it's kind of what it felt like sometimes. I had to like learn like where could I be chaotic and where could I not? Where could I be unhinged and where could I not? And I feel like some of the other girls who have more of like an unhinged side, they leaned into it very well and they found like a good way to balance it. But I was just in my corner terrified to make a misstep, so I felt like other girls might have been thriving with their unhinged sides, but I was just, you know, too scared. Yeah, like walking a thin line. Yeah, that's what it felt like. That's what it felt like. And the pressure, I don't know. There was a couple times where I would make a joke, and I was told like, hey, this was inappropriate. We don't want you doing that. Like a couple times. And like, but that was like the extent of it. Like management was honestly really great with me being myself and stuff. But I think the little things, like just a couple of times where that did happen, it kind of just really made me feel like I really have to stay in my box, you know, stay in your lane, that sort of thing. Okay, I'm gonna add like a stroke to the silhouette. And it feels like weird to talk about. Because I feel like I was accepted and supported, but also like, you know, like it's weird feeling like it was really great, but also just these were these cons. I think for me these were just like some of the biggest cons. So like honestly, the fact that this was the biggest thing for me, like I think it really speaks to how good Pixelink was, because I know we've definitely seen some other stories where things didn't turn out quite so nice, or turns out like there was this in the background, and there was this going on in the background. And we didn't really have any of that. I think for me it was just, not the best fit, I guess. I hate saying that, but I feel like that's just the best way to say it, you know? You know? Sometimes you feel uncomfortable to ask somebody because you feel like they'd be annoyed and bothered. Yeah, I feel like that a lot. I feel like you had an incredibly important role in bringing some of the gremlin energy to Pixelink, bringing in variety, but still balancing it to be proper. I think you did good. I think I did good for what? I think I did pretty well for, like, balancing for what a company needs. But as far as, like, for myself, I don't think it was that great. Well, I don't know. I feel like maybe I could have been myself more, but I was just too scared to. I think maybe I could have had a bit more wiggle room, but I think maybe I was just too scared to, you know. Yeah. I still don't like this thumbnail. I think the background needs some more detail. Maybe we can add like some stripes of a slightly darker color. Mayhaps. Just an idea. Something like this, maybe? Oh, it's so pretty pink. It's so pretty pink. Honestly, it feels really nice for Miura. Let me zoom out. Let me take a look. Oh god, why am I zooming out all the way over here? No, zoom out more. No, why am I zooming out all the way over here? Okay. It's not bad. I feel like the logo kinda like disappears a bit, but honestly, I think that's just normal with text. If it gets small enough, you can always see it. You can see it fine here. What do you guys think of this? Could add flowers to match the logo. I don't have those flowers. I don't have flowers that match. I'm not that good of an artist. I wish I was. That'd be cool. You know? That's okay now. You don't need to overly dwell on it. Be you and we will come. I thank you. Yeah, I feel... It feels nice to finally talk about it. 'Cause this is another thing I've been like scared to talk about is like... I feel like I always felt afraid to talk about like the negative side of my experience in the corpo because I was worried people would just see it as complaining or ragging on the corpo, ragging on Pixel, ragging on the other girls. But like, I don't mean it like that at all. Like, I think there's good and bads to a lot of different experiences, and I loved the goods. The goods vastly, like the pros and the goods and everything that was great, it vastly outweighed everything that was negative. Like there weren't really that many cons. I was very happy though. Even though my model wasn't as small as I wanted, I would have been happy continuing though. I really liked it though. I thought we had a really strong future, really a lot of potential. But I am very curious which jokes push too far, but yes, it makes sense not to talk about some things. I know one joke that I got talked to about was, we were playing Phasmo one time. It was me, a couple of the girls, and one of our managers. We were just all playing. And there's a blue ball in the lobby. I took the ball, threw it at my manager, and said, "Get blue ball!" Because it's a blue ball. I thought it was funny. But I guess it was inappropriate. I don't know. I never did that again after that. Seriously, yes! That's the kind of thing where I felt it was really tame. I'm like, yeah, there's a lewd, you know, there's like a bit of a lewd undertone to it, but it's physically a ball that is blue. And I threw it. That's the joke. No, it was definitely not the manager. I'll tell you, that manager is the most chill person. I honestly don't know. I don't really know who probably said something, but I don't really want to dwell on that. Like who might have said like what and whatever. But yeah, like that's what I was talking about. Like that's what I'm talking about when I felt like the things that I thought were really tame turns out they're not, and I became terrified to just be myself in a lot of ways. You know? Yeah, the blue ball joke was hilarious. I think it's funny. I don't think I ever made that joke ever again though. Like with other creators around, I think I never made that joke again. I don't know. But yeah, that manager was chill. Honestly, the person who spoke to me wasn't someone playing, so I think someone must have said something. Maybe one of the other girls was uncomfortable. I don't know. I don't want to make anyone uncomfortable, so like, you know, I understand it. So like, I'm not like trying to say like, everyone sucked because they didn't laugh at my joke. Like, no, they don't have to think it's funny. But it did contribute a lot to me not feeling like I could really be myself there. Honestly, I still feel scared even talking about stuff like this. I feel like I'm talking about something I shouldn't be, you know? I feel like when you're in a corpo, there's a lot of pressure to be positive, keep a smile on your face, don't talk about what's wrong. And so when something is wrong, like, that was another thing. I didn't know what I could talk about. If I was having a negative experience, am I allowed to talk about it? Because as someone's Oshi, you're very often the thing that is supposed to light other people up, you know? And the face of a company, you're supposed to be professional. So like, was I even allowed to talk about things that I felt negative about? Was I allowed to talk about this with my fans? Was I allowed to? Would I get in trouble if I did? I would see sometimes I think the other girls would talk about stuff like that. But very often the members content, I think, I don't know. I don't take that take that with a grain of salt. I don't know if they did or not. I feel like I may have seen some of the girls sometimes have more serious conversations, but I also could be thinking of other people. I'm not sure. But I constantly questioned if I was allowed to. I felt like I just had to be just cute, smile, bubbly energy. I can't be too unhinged, can't be too out there, can't be too lewd. You know, yeah, that's how I felt. Yeah. I really like this thumbnail. I think this suits me or I very well. I really like this. Do you guys like it? It feels like a candy cane. Forcibly demure. I don't know. I still had a great experience there, and they let me be myself in a lot of ways. Like, not very many of my ideas were ever shot down though. It was really great. There was only ever a couple ideas that were shot down. The big one was the dick suturing ASMR. They didn't want me to suture your penis in ASMR. But other than that, everything else I ever wanted to do and make, it was like, it was accepted and welcomed. So, you know, it's hard because like, it's hard. I don't want people to take this as like, I think another reason why I'm scared to talk about it is that there's a lot of people in the VTuber scene where as soon as you mention anything that you might have felt negatively about an agency, people take it and they run with it. You could be like, I really loved being in this agency, like, which this is my real feelings. I really loved being in that agency. I loved the people there. I loved the management. I loved the girls. You could say all of that, and then also say like, you know, there was this one small thing that, you know, I felt pretty strongly about too, but it's just a compromise of being in a corpo. People will take that negative part and run with it and be like, this corpo made Rebbi feel like she couldn't be herself. They're black company, black corpo. And I don't want that. I don't want anyone like to start stuff like that, you know? But there's a lot of people who would do that. You know? But I think I also would like to be more open and honest about how things are or were, and just like are from now on. Like, I want to be more open, I want to be more honest, and like, honestly, I'm shaking like talking about this. I don't know if it's like coming through my voice, but like, I feel so tense talking about any of this because I've been so scared to like open up about anything negative at all. Like, I don't know. I think the pressure of being a corpo VTuber, it's a lot. I know people used to ask me, like, when I was graduating my PL and coming into Rebbi, people were asking me, like, would you ever join a corpo again? I really don't know. And this is a big part of why, is like, well, I think another big part is like, there's not too many, like, healthy places left. I'm just gonna be honest about it. You know, everybody knows we've not had the best. Sorry, I'm laughing at the wide Rebbi on my other monitor. I just have the Discord open on my other monitor. What was I talking about? The wide Rebbi distracted me. I forgot. What was I talking about? What was I saying? I was in the middle of saying something. Oh yeah. We've had a lot of places that were not like the healthiest. Pixel was honestly really great, and I don't want anyone's opinion of them to be sour just because, you know, there were some cons, and I think that's always the case. I think even in the best corpos, there will always be some cons, you know? I think that's just the nature of business, you know? When someone else is running it, you might not always agree on everything. That's normal. It just kind of depends on what those cons are, right? Because if they're normal, healthy, like, you know, like maybe some slow communication, sometimes, as long as it's not like rampantly bad, some slow communication, for example, might happen sometimes, you know? Because people are busy, people are working, people are in different time zones sometimes, you know, like something like that, right? And like I remember, well, I guess for a long time I would say that was my only complaint. Sometimes we did have some slow communication, but only sometimes. It was really great, honestly. But I guess now talking about this, I guess this is another one that I just kept to myself a lot. But I think I don't really want to feel that pressure again. And like feeling like there was this pressure to fit into a mold too. Cause I know the other girls are all more like, they're more girly than I am. And I think they have a similar energy that I don't always have, you know? Which I don't think that's a bad thing, but I know some people didn't like it as much. Which is like fine not to like it, but I felt like a black sheep in a lot of ways. I'm still trying to like recover and become confident with being myself again. You know? Yeah. If someone can fabricate a negative snippet, just repeat it ad nauseum. Yeah, I don't like when people do that. Cause I think there's a lot of people on the internet who it's like, it's black and white, right? It's either this or it's this. You're either a good place or you're a terrible place. And they're not very accepting of like this place could be like really great in a lot of ways and just have a couple bad things, right? Right? Like, you know, and I think that's normal for a lot of things. You know? Yeah. You mentioned you're shaking even talking about this. Did I? Yeah, nuance. Yeah, nuance. Once you go indie, you never go back. Yeah, nah. I'm definitely a lot happier. Now that I'm indie again, you know. And honestly, being indie, there's not a lot that I can't do. Like, there's more work on myself to like poke artists and make sure my commissions are coming through okay, and to make sure that I'm busting out good ideas and stuff. Like, there's a lot of that's on me now, but like most things I can do myself. You know, when people say you don't need a corpo, like they really do mean it. You don't really need one. You know, there's more work and stuff involved being an indie, and maybe some people prefer having someone to help manage them and stuff. But you know. Yeah. 1. Start VTuber company. 2. Make black your company color. 3. People never know what you mean when you refer to it as a black corpo. 4. Profit. I think that the part of me wants to answer that seriously, but that would be really funny. Yeah. If they face opposition, bad PR, or litigation over taking a specific stance on an issue that potentially affects all the talents and the brand as a whole, as opposed to an indie that can adapt. Yeah, like again, like the only representation I worry about now is just me and my community. That's it. That's all I worry about, you know? I don't have to worry about like, you know, of course I still have to worry about like being polite with other people and try not to make like too big of mistakes, right? But if I make a small mistake, I can apologize and, you know, we say like a learning experience, and then me and my community, we move on, you know? Like, I don't have to worry about it like damaging the reputation and appearance of a company, which is a very scary thing. When it's on your shoulders, it's a very scary thing. You know? I'm glad that you are happy with me. Knowing you are happy and not sad makes me filled with joy. Yeah. Yeah. Do you feel like Corpo taught you how to do things, or did you already know how to do most things? I think one thing Corpo did help me with a lot is learning how to react to negativity during a stream. So we used to have practice streams where our CEO would pretend to be like haters in chat. and the training was to learn how to deal with hate messages when you're live and stuff. You know, you don't want to react because it makes more. And it's not the best look for the company as well. So I do know I got a lot better. I'm not perfect. I still slip up sometimes when it comes to, you know, like if I see like a hate comment, I'm gonna feel upset about it. I might not react to it. I'm a lot better about like how to respond. But you know, yeah, I learned a lot about that. That was something that they taught me how to make stuff about thumbnails. I think I already knew some of my thumbnail tips and stuff at the time, but they helped me learn a bit more as well about like making thumbnails and what sort of thumbnails work very well, and stuff like that. They were really helpful with reaching out for convention appearances and stuff like that. I think stuff like convention appearances is probably the thing that's hardest as an indie, because some conventions or opportunities, they want you to have a manager to represent you. It like looks better and helps you get those opportunities easier. And I still talk sometimes about like, oh, my manager. I don't really have an official manager managing me right now. But I'm still in contact with my managers from Pixeling, so sometimes I still call them just manager. That's what I'm used to calling them. You know? But like, I don't actually have someone representing me right now. Just people helping me out behind the scenes. So, like, if I were to contact a con to get an appearance, I think the best way, honestly, would be if Kawa was able to help me out. Like, Kawa, like, still being my merch provider and stuff, they've been so great. And they honestly have been helping me with so much. And they have helped me as well with, like, you know, like, stuff like that. That would be, like, the stuff that's harder as an indie. But, like, most other things, you know, you can do it as an indie. And it's not really, like, much more difficult. You just kind of have to stay on top of your duties a bit more, you know? Conventions are a lot harder. That's why some people, even after leaving corpos, will form loose friend groups. The not corpo. Yeah. Yeah, and honestly, I know a lot of small VTubers still look up to corpos a lot, but I think I'd like to see more groups like that pop up. Because I think, honestly, like, that's probably the way to do it. If you can make yourself your own professional group, then you get all the pros of being indie, and you might be able to secure those pros of, like, being corpo all in the same spot. It's honestly a great thing. It just requires some professionalism and stuff, and I have seen some VTuber groups pop up where that's not the case. I don't want to speak ill on people. Not every group that pops up is the most professional, or that's true in any space though. That's not exclusive to VTubers. That's true in any space, you know. But yeah, so I would say, like, if people are wanting to start those and get, like, the pros, and yeah, make sure that you represent yourself professionally and stuff, you know. Yeah. Yeah. The Rebbi Rompin company. Oh, Rebbi, all the time. Yeah. The Rebbi company. I'm gonna go ahead and save this thumbnail. I think I like this thumbnail. The more I look at it, the more I just think this looks good. Okay. Let me go to my I'm not in my thumbnails photo. Here we go. Okay. Me or debut. Watch along. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Wait a minute, I just realized, why is this outline just kind of broken right here? Should I fix that? Should I fix that and then resave it? Why is it broken right here? Okay. There we go. I don't know why it was like that. Ahoge, maybe. Well, I don't know. It might be the Ahoge, but when the Ahoge is kind of off screen, it kind of just looks broken. But I'm a bit curious now if I pull this down. Oh yeah, it was for the Ahoge. In that case, yeah, we'll just leave it. Okay. We'll just leave it. There we go. Yippee! Honestly, this looks really nice. It looks really nice. Yeah. Don't jump too high. Only use your indoor cloak in meetings. Stuff like that. Oh, I was thinking more like speak professionally on your main group Twitter. For me, that's such a red flag when it comes to, well, usually for corpos, but if you're gonna run a group that you're presenting like a corpo, this is such a red flag for me that I don't see people talk about too much. Is how are they speaking on their main like company Twitter account? Cause like there are some exceptions. We have like Sakana and Flurk, especially Flurk. You know, they're a bit more like shit poster type CEO personalities. If you can properly establish that sort of personality, then you can make a little less. You can make some of that work. Although I do think the Face Connect Twitter is still run very professionally, even with like a bit of a shit poster like personality for the CEO. So honestly, even if you do have that established, I think people would do well just to make sure that your Twitter is run professionally. Because I have seen some pages where like I've seen some agency pages for small, like just got started or just getting started agencies where they are talking like it's a casual Twitter account, role playing, just stuff like that. It doesn't, like, I know some people might be like, the corpo speak is so stiff though. On the main company Twitter, the corpo speak, the professional talking about events and stuff, that's what I want to see, because that means that they care about their professional image. And if you're going to join a corpo, you should join one that cares about their image and how they're doing, because then they're the ones that are going to care about everything else in the corpo about how they're doing. You know? Yeah, like I have seen a lot. I've seen some pages where they start talking about drama. Stay out of drama. Do not get into drama. Whether you're indie, honestly this is for everybody. Whether you're indie or you're trying to be in a group or if you're trying to run an agency, I have seen some where they get into drama on the main account. It's like, don't do that. Don't do that. You know. I've seen some that open up to minors, and don't do that. I'm of the opinion that the VTuber sphere has so many. There's a lot of lewd content. There's a lot of, you know, it's not really a minor friendly space. So don't open up to minors. Honestly, I immediately have no respect at all. You will lose my respect immediately if I see that you accept minors into the group. I don't care if it's not a corpo. I don't care if you don't have a contract to sign. Maybe you don't have a contract to sign for your group, right? Maybe there's no like legal stuff for someone to sign, but you still should consider what space you're making this group in, and I don't think it's a good idea to have minors, and that is my stance. I have a hard stance on that. God, that was a mess. I've seen at least 2 groups do that. So the one you're thinking of, add another one in there. Nah, stuff like that. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, those 2 that had minor VTubers, that was a shitstorm. Yeah, no, it's and there's a reason they shut down after that. Like, it's not good, and it's not good PR. It's not good for the people involved. It's not good for even fans who like. Maybe what about the fans who might really get into this VTuber not realizing that they're a minor? Like, I think if I was one of them, I'd feel weirded out. I would feel weirded out, and then depending on the type of interaction that you had with them, I might even feel grossed out too. You know, like, it's just not a good thing for anybody at all to have that. But that's a more obvious one. That's a more obvious one. Yeah. But yeah, like there's a bunch of stuff. If it wasn't so EP and head empty, I could probably hardcore just let's list out all the stuff that I look at. But yeah. Honestly though, the not being professional on social media is like the common one that I see and that I don't see a lot of people talk about. I would never apply to a corpo that's being that casual. I think the only corpo that makes it work would be socks. That's because Flork already had his brand long before he opened socks. And if he's advertising that as a part of the brand, then it makes more sense that maybe on the main Twitter that he might be like a bit more like unhinged and posting about it, you know? And that's an exception, in my opinion. This is all just my opinion, by the way, but like, for me, I would say that's an exception to the rule because of how it was already established. But that goes into like, who is running it, like, whose brand is this, you know? Like, there can be exceptions to the rule, but I think for the most part, companies should be trying to be professional on their main Twitter, you know? If they want to have a CEO that jokes around some more, like a CEO account, then that's fine, but I think the company Twitter, you know? Yeah. Yeah. I feel so head empty right now. We finished thumbnails a little while ago, I guess. Now we've just been yapping. But let's take a look at our 3 thumbnails because I will have to make the 3D one myself off stream. So we have the scrutinized one. This one is really nice. This feels really nice, really good. We have the Oblivion one, which I still think it could look a little bit more Oblivion-esque, but we're gonna go with this one. And then we have the Miura debut watch along. And I think this one and the scrutinized ones are the 2 really good ones from this round. Yeah. Okay, let me go ahead and hide that. We are all done. I'm done with making thumbnails today. Yeah. Okay, yeah. There we go. Too much yap, 0 thoughts left. Honestly, yeah, that is how that usually goes. Zatsu streams tire me out a lot faster than gaming ones because there's way more focus on like what I'm talking about. Well, I don't know, it's weird because I yap a lot when I play games too. So I don't really know like why it tires me out more just with the Zatsu stream, but it always does. See you, Rebbi, I gotta go anyways. Have a good day, Sarge. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah. Good work, Rebbi. Thank you for the discussions today. Thank you, Max. Yeah, I'll get the waiting rooms and stuff up, and I'll see about maybe getting that model fixed because we might. I mean, it's fine for the 3D debut. I guess aside from the thumbnail. Like the thumbnail is the only thing that this is like impacting. As far as the 3D debut, this is not a problem. Because my model that I can use in softwares looks fine and it's all okay. This is just for the one I would use in Blender, which I do want to animate with it. I do want to animate with it, so I really hope I'm able to get it fixed up, you know? Talking is hard. I mute like 80% of the time. I like to yap a lot, but it's just, you know. And I think also just opening up about certain things today as well. It really like... there were some more emotions involved, you know? I still feel a bit nervous about it. But yeah. It makes me feel happy to get that off my chest and finally be able to talk about some of this stuff. Yeah, I really felt like I had to suppress so much of who I was in a corpo, and now that I'm indie, like, I feel like I can really just, like, talk more about, like, who I am and how I feel about things, and I can be more myself, and we can joke about killing ourselves, and nobody cares, you know? Well, I get some of the problems still get really sad whenever I joke about that, but it's just a joke problem, it's okay. I don't have to worry about that as much anymore. I hope I can continue to progress in a positive way. regarding stuff like that, because sometimes I'll feel like really confident, and then sometimes I'll feel like everybody hates me. and it's kind of off and on. But I'm trying my best to move towards like better mental health and working through some of the things that I'm going through. You know, us, not yourself. But I want the kill myself joke is only funny if I'm talking about myself. If I talk about killing Frobbers, I don't know. It depends on the context. The context makes it funny. Just add in Minecraft to that joke. Nah, that takes away the fun. Yeah. Thanks for the stream, hanging with you and chat made a nice Monday birthday. Thank you for hanging with us, Patrick. And I hope your birthday is super good. Make sure that you treat yourself today, okay? Yeah. What if we crave death? Well, I can still pop you. But sometimes the joke is just funny when it's about me. Yeah. Thanks for sharing. Silly me, not even know you had a clip of pass. I just saw cute frog and subscribed. Yeah, and that's okay. I think there's probably a good handful of Frobbos who have only found me after like my debuting as my current life. Yeah, I was originally in Pixelink. So I guess if any Frobbos are interested, or like if you haven't already seen what that life was like, you can find me. You know, I was a little green thing there too, so you can find me. You can see all the stuff that we did. Yeah. Honestly, that's where the Tanner jokes started. I've seen some Frobbos that are confused by the Tanner jokes, and I was like, we have to go establish the Tanner lore on this channel. It's because it started on that one. Yeah. But honestly, I know I keep saying like I try not to talk about like my past life too much. I don't want Frobbos to feel left out, but I think honestly it's such a big part of my journey. It's kind of hard for me not to talk about it sometimes. I hope it's okay. I mean, I'm gonna try not to talk about it like too much, but I hope it's okay to discuss it every now and then. It's been such a huge part of my creator journey, and I know a lot of my Frobbos found me through that life. So like I know it's a big important thing for you guys too. You know? Yeah. Pixelink entry on VTuber Wiki says who you were prior. Yeah, but not everybody looks at that stuff. Honestly, there were even some PogChomps who had no idea where I was going. Even though we announced it. I told so many people like in my graduation, I will tell you guys where I'm going to be. And it was pinned in my old Twitter. It's pinned, and it's in a few different. It's pinned in the comments of a few different streams in my past life channel. I made sure to try to put it everywhere I could. And some people still totally missed it. Some people still totally missed it. So, then they found me like randomly later. They were like, I found you! And I'm really happy they found me, but I was thinking like, wow, you could have checked the Twitter and found me earlier though. It's okay though, it's okay. Made for a funny moment. Yeah, it's your stream, you decide when it's okay. Yeah, but I still want to like make sure I'm considering like Frobbos and like how you guys feel about stuff, and you know, because it's not, you know, it might be my channel, but it's our community. I'm not the only one here, so I want to make sure that you guys are happy too, you know? I found you! Where the hell were you looking? I think some people probably just slipped their minds to go check. Wait, you're the Cheer Chambi? No, I'm actually Cheer the Man, you know? Honestly, your graduation was the smoothest one I've seen. Really? Yeah, I did only cry a little bit. Yeah, I was pretty excited to move into my new life and stuff, but there was still some stuff I was really sad to leave behind. So, you know, mixed feelings about it. where you have been is good to revisit. You did a lot of amazing things under the previous brand. I'm really glad you brought your community along when Pixel had to go. Yeah, I wanted to make sure you guys could still be with me, you know? Because that was the thing that I was really worried about. And I remember before we knew what was happening, I used to try to hint on my Rebbi account that I was, you know, I got a talking to. I got a little bit of a talking to because I wasn't supposed to. But I was just like, I was so scared that I was gonna lose everything we had built over something that was out of my control. At the time, I just kind of felt like, no, my community comes first. They have to find me in case I'm moving here. Like, I didn't know if I was going to or not. Which I remember when that happened. I had like my donation goal for my model up on my throne already. And that was before I found out, like, because I made everything like the day before. I made everything the day before we found out that Pixel might close. And it was like, the timing is super weird. But I had it on my throne as like a casual thing. Like Rebbi was gonna be like a casual thing that I did on the side. It was not really gonna be like a major thing. I just wanted to make a spot where I could be indie. And like, if there was anything I wanted to do that I wasn't allowed to do in Pixel, which was like, you know, not very much because we were allowed to do a lot of stuff in Pixel. But if there was anything that I wanted to do, I could have a space to do it. That's how my Rebbi channel and Twitter got started. And then it was like the next day that I found out that there was a chance we might be closing. But it was funny is I already had my goal on my phone before we found that out. Because I was thinking like, well, maybe if some of my PogChoms find me here, if they want to help, they can, but it's not a priority. You know, it's super casual, super laid back, super chill, you know. And then the news broke out. And then, people started panic sharing the PLs. And, well, I guess mine's not really a PL. Some people do think that this is a PL. Rebbi is not a PL to Chio at all in any way. Chio is the PL in every sense. But mine was also being shared because this is where I was moving to. Or like, this is where I had set up my indie account anyway. Like, I didn't know if I was gonna be moving here yet or not. But people were sharing it around. And then you guys like funded the model like insanely fast. And I was just like, I was actually nervous about it because I was like, wait a minute. What if I don't end up needing, like, what if we're not closing and I don't end up needing to move over here? What do I do with all this money? Well, I mean, I guess I was gonna make the model anyway. I think I just would have made it anyway. But I remember being like, oh god, like everything was up in the air. I didn't know what was going to be happening with anything. I didn't know if I had to emergency commission a model in case we were leaving, or if I was gonna like stay in my corpo and have Rebbi just continue to be the side thing. Like, I didn't know what was going to happen. And I'm really happy that I did decide to commission a model when I did. Which I was only able to get my model done in time because some of my friends saw the signs and offered to help me. So if not for Amy and Bree both reaching out to me offering to help me, I don't think I would have debuted as soon as I did after leaving. Cause I was gone for roughly a month, only a month, which like, you know, a few weeks. It wasn't too bad. I honestly debuted really fast. And I'm really happy for that. But like, if not for that, we probably would have been waiting like more months. And I would have been scared too, cause like, this is my only job. I don't know what I would have done. But yeah, like everything turned out okay, but it was such a scary, stressful, uncertain time. Yeah, but communities have a tendency to eventually find your past choices, but I am glad that Pixel did at least go out of their way to connect your old character with your current. It makes it easier to find you. I'm really glad too, because like, I think I would have been a little upset if my community had a hard time finding me, because I wasn't supposed to talk about it, but then we also, for a while, didn't know how anything was going to go. like the decision to advertise where we were going also came pretty late in that stage. It was not something that was being discussed at the beginning when we first started like being worried about stuff. So I had no idea if this was going to happen at all until later on. So yeah, so it's like, you know, maybe trying to hint on my corporate identity where I was, like my other account. Maybe it wasn't the most professional thing, but I kinda, is it bad to say a part of me doesn't really regret that one? But I don't really regret that one. I don't know. I had my community in mind first. I just wanted to make sure you guys found me. That meant the more than anything else to me at the time. That, like, nothing else mattered more. And if I get in trouble, like, you know, my community is very important to me, and I didn't want you guys to get lost in the shuffle because like we had no idea what was going on. Yeah. Awesome side project. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Rebbi was a side pre-debut project. It was nice hearing you feature in VA stuff. Yeah, well, actually, funnily enough, it actually was a VA project that inspired me to make Rebbi, because I had asked if I could do it as Chio, and I was told, like, no, based on what it is, we'd prefer if you didn't. And I was like, oh, I really want to, though. I ended up not doing the thing. I ended up pulling out of it for different reasons. So, yeah, if anyone's curious what it ended up being, I was not in it. But it was that opportunity that inspired me to like make a side thing where I could do stuff like that, you know? So the timing was super crazy, and it ended up looking like I knew about it and made my account then, but it really was just crazy coincidence, and it was gonna be like a fun side thing. And then if I was gonna say like, oh, I might just stream casually on the side here, and then if my pod comes find me and be like, hi, you know, super casual, hi. Yeah. It can be difficult to find new accounts of people who graduated, especially if it takes a while for them to come back. Sometimes you basically give up hope. Yeah, and that's why I don't really like the reaction, like the automatic knee-jerk reaction of like, that some people have. It's like, talking about their PL, they're not even graduated yet, what are you doing? Blah, blah, blah. I've seen some people react like that, and I'm honestly, like, I'm not a fan of it. I think, like, again, it should be a case-by-case basis. If you know that your Oshi is against it, you know, or if you can kind of like gauge that response, like, I know it might be like a hard thing to confirm with some people, right? You can't always ask them, and that might be a hard thing to confirm. But I think as much as we can confirm, it should be a case-by-case basis and should not be antagonized. Especially because like not every agency will like allow direct connections and stuff, and like it can be really hard on the talent, you know. Like I wasn't allowed to talk about it for a while, and I was terrified. Those months where I wasn't allowed to talk about it. And I'm happy that it ended up working out in the end and we were allowed to, but for a while I had no idea if I was gonna be allowed to or not, you know? So I think it should be more case by case basis. I know we talked about this earlier, I'm not trying to rehash the conversation or anything, but I think it's better that we can be more open about PL stuff, you know? Yeah, and that's why I've been like really open. I don't mind people talking about Chio. So, yeah. We're here for you, not the suits. Thank you. I'm so oblivious that I've been following you on Twitter and watched you in collabs before the announcement. Had no idea you were my OG. The funny thing is, you're not the only one who had that happen. I had a few other people tell me like, oh, I saw your collab with Strawny and I had no idea that this was you. It's really funny to me too, because people always tell me my voice is really distinct and recognizable, But then, when my voice is featured in something under a new name, there were some people who just couldn't put that together, and I just thought it was really funny. I just think it's really funny. The fact you chose not to wager your entire career on one company is smart. No matter how good they're doing or how well they treat you. Yeah, the whole closure thing, it really came out of nowhere. It felt like we were doing good. Maybe the communication issues were getting a little worse, but like, we seemed to be doing good. We had plans in place, we had projects we were gonna work towards, and then just out of nowhere one day, we got the announcement that our CEO had to step down due to health issues, which explained like the increased time in between communication, and yeah, it just kind of came out of nowhere. Which is really a shame because I really think we had a lot of potential there. I think we were all doing good. And I especially feel bad for some of the girls because it put a damper on some things. I think I was pretty lucky in that the only thing that I had to give up on, at least in the short term, was that I had a chibi model that I had commissioned the art for. And I was gonna rig it myself, because I have a little bit of rigging experience. I'm not nearly as good as a professional rig artist, but I can do a little bit. I was planning to rig it myself, but then we got the news, and I was like, well, there's $200 down the drain. And honestly, I'm lucky as well that my cover ended up being something I could work on myself, because, yeah, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but well, I mean, honestly, I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. I don't know, but I'll just say that it's a good thing that my cover that I had going on then happened to be something that I could do myself, which was the very last cover, my graduation cover for that life. It was not supposed to be a graduation cover. It was gonna be a fun surprise. And it's a song at the end of a horror game that I played. And my plan originally was to play the last route of the game. And then after the credits roll and the song plays, I was gonna surprise raid everybody into my cover of it. And it was supposed to be happy. But but in the middle of production for it, that's what we found out. And I was like, well, I guess it makes a perfect graduation cover. But yeah, I did the MV work myself, and I'm really lucky. I was lucky that I could have friends who were able to help me fix it for cheap, like the mix and stuff. And then I did the MV work myself because the song, the visuals for the song were simple enough that it was something I could do myself. And honestly, I feel pretty lucky on that front. Yeah. Yeah. It worked really well for a graduation cover. It was a tearjerker. I know. I was like tearing up while working on it, honestly. Like, and I feel like it must have been way more emotional for all of you guys than it was for me, you know? Like, cause I was also really excited for my new life. Well, I think a lot of Frobbles were too. Cause I talked so like positively about the whole transition and everything that I think a lot of Frobbles were pretty excited too. And there wasn't as much sadness about it, I think, in my community versus like maybe some of the other girls or like just in general regarding graduations. But it was definitely still sad. It was definitely still emotional, you know? I saw that happen with a JP VTuber before, but in reverse. She was thinking of quitting and did a popular Gundam song, but things suddenly changed in the company and she stuck on. Oh, really? Well, I'm happy for her. I hope she's doing really well. It's interesting that it's kind of the reverse situation. The art really added to the gut punch. Yeah, it's really crazy that it ended up being really like a perfect goodbye cover. Well, I guess not really goodbye, because like we're all here right now. And we're gonna be here for a long time. But like, it was not gonna be a graduation cover, so I just think how crazy it is that it ended up being kind of perfect for that, you know? Wait, I just remembered how I ended my graduation with the Rick Astley is never gonna give you a... That's kind of cringy. I just remembered that. It was like, we known each other for so long. Your heart's beating, but you're too shy to say. Inside we went, bye, goodbye, guys, goodbye. That's what it was like. It was really, really funny. Well, it's kind of funny looking back at it. I don't know. I always try my best to just be funny, you know. I think it helps when something emotional, you know, when it's something emotional, like having something to laugh at helps a lot too. Yeah. Henry Cavill went to Times Square wearing a Superman shirt, standing under a billboard for Batman vs Superman, and people didn't recognize it. Honestly, I would be one of the people not recognizing, because I think I would assume I'm just like seeing someone who looks a lot like them rather than it being the celebrity themselves, you know? Most VTubers cringe at their debut. Rebbi cringes at her graduation. She is not the same. Yeah, you know, I always did plan to react to my debut, but I just ended up not doing it. I think when it came down to it, when it came down to it around graduation, there were other things that were more important to me, so we did those instead. And I'm really happy with everything that we ended up doing, you know. It provided a well-needed laugh. And then I immediately hit you with the goodbye cover and made that laugh all stop, and everyone started crying instead. I'm so evil! What? I just thought you were ending the stream just like that. No. Well, I mean, I probably should end the stream here in a few minutes. Cause I have to talk to my friend about like the model issues. If I need to figure out how I'm gonna get the picture. I need to figure out how I'm making my 3D thumbnail. So I gotta like figure that out. Because it would have been so easy to just put it in Blender, make the avatar pose, take a transparent background photo. I can do that. I know how to do that. But if it doesn't have all the textures on it, then it's gonna look weird. Well, actually, wait. If I'm gonna make a silhouette out of it, I still could do that without the textures. This wouldn't get in the way of that. It would just get in the way of me actually using it to animate. So I guess I could still make a render with it as a silhouette. I still could. Yeah, okay, I might do that then. I still want to get it fixed, because like, I want to animate with it. That is such an important thing for me. I want to animate more. I feel bad, because I said I wanted to be a serious animator for on debut, and I have not animated a single other thing since then. And I swear it's because I have like a lot of things in the background. I have big things that I've been working on, and like they're not ready yet. It's gonna be a little while longer before they're ready. But I have some things that I've been working on, and they're pretty big. I've been trying to be more bold as an indie. I'm reaching higher. I'm reaching higher in a lot of ways. I'm trying to make sure I'm on track and staying on top of things. And I feel like as Chio, and even before Chio, I feel like I used to coast on just streaming a lot. But I didn't want to do that as Rebbi. I wanted to take it seriously. So I have things that I've been working on, and that's kind of why I haven't really gotten the chance to animate much. But I like animating, and I miss animating, and some 3D animations. I can make the most shitpostiest animations. They're gonna be really funny. Heck yeah. Yeah. That song is the origin story of creating my family account. Oh, really? Really? Never gonna give you up? I guess you never did give me up then, huh? Such a serious animator that you stopped animating. No! I want to animate. I plan to. This just kind of requires my attention a lot, you know? It's gonna continue to require my attention too. It's just gonna be a while till it's ready, you know? Yeah, I love making silly animations. Me too. Yeah. It'd be so cool. Cause like I've been thinking about it. Like I said this on debut as well. I don't want to just be a VTuber. I think the VTuber market, it's got a ton of VTubers. We're all competing for like the same audience, you know. Like I don't want to just do that and try to grab the attention just from people who like VTubers. I want to branch out. I want to branch out into other niches and attract fans who maybe aren't into VTubers currently, but maybe they'll see my animations and they'll like that. And they'll be like, yeah, I like this animator. She's also a VTuber. She's really cool. And I like her. And she's cool. I want to do those things. I want to be more ambitious. I want to accomplish things. I have dreams that I want to accomplish, and you know, there's no better time to try than now. So I've been trying to try. Yeah. yeah. I'll be heading out to work in about 10 minutes. Thanks again for streaming, Rebbi. No problem, Austin. Hope you have a really great day at work today. I like supporting all tubers that I can. Seeing others happy and successful makes me happy. Yeah, it makes me happy whenever I see a Frabo in other people's chats. Sometimes I stop by a stream and I see a Frabo in chat and I'm just like, yeah. Because I like supporting other people too. And I think it's a good thing for us to do. I think you guys are doing good. Yeah. There's gotta be a hop, skip, and jump ahead of the competition. Yeah, and I'm not good at doing that. Well, to be honest, I don't really see other people as like competition. I don't know. I mean, I think we all technically are. That's one of those things. Like I don't like to talk about it like it's all competition. But like technically, there's only so many people who like and watch VTubers, and technically, if we're all trying to attract people who like and watch VTubers, we're all pulling from the same pool of people. So technically, we're competing, but I don't know. I don't really like to think of it as competing. For me, I'm just trying to do what's best for me and my community. So like, I think it's smart to like be aware of these things, but like don't let it get to your head. Don't let it like control what you do. Like still focus on you. Be aware of the things, but focus on you. You know? That's what I try to do. And I like to think that I'm doing pretty well. Competition doesn't have to be bad. Yeah, but you know how people are when they hear you talk about numbers or competitions, they think that's like, oh, she's talking about that again. Oh, she cares about the numbers and the competition so much. She's talking about it again. I'm just like, you know. I think as a creator, it's important to know about numbers. Just don't let it control what you do, you know? Don't let your focus all be numbers. But you shouldn't ignore it either. Totally ignoring it is dumb. If you want to grow, you have to pay attention to numbers. That's just how it is. But just don't let it be... Like, if I did everything based on numbers, I think I would be miserable. I prefer doing things based on what makes me happy and what makes Frabos happy. And then the numbers are like, okay, yeah, it might be a small factor into like kind of how I do things, like how I make thumbnails, for example. But, you know, it's not the primary reason that I do stuff, right? Like, it's kind of more like a small thing that's in the back of my head while I do stuff. But my focus is me and my community. Be aware that it's business, but don't let the business control the VTuber. Yeah. That's honestly the smartest way to go about it. It's the smartest way to look at it, you know? Then I could be like, I knew Rebbi was cool before she was a cool animator. This is true, yeah. I have a small handful of VTubers that I watch mostly when I need my anime girl fix when Rebbi is offline. Yeah, me too. Well, actually, I don't watch other VTubers that much. I mostly watch YouTubers. I like watching Markiplier and 8-Bit Ryan and Insim and Jacksepticeye. And I watched some of Call Me Chris. Yeah. I watched and Game Grumps. I love Game Grumps. Honestly, my number one dream collab would be to collab with Game Grumps. Yeah, that'd be cool. They're the coolest. Yeah. W taste. Thank you. Yeah. I don't know why, like, cause like I love VTubers and I love VTubing, but I don't usually watch a VTuber stream for that long. Like I might click in, I'll watch for like 5-10 minutes, and then I'll end up going and watching YouTube videos for 10 hours. You know? And like I think that kind of has influenced the way that I want to like handle my own content creation. I don't want to just be a VTuber. I want to be a YouTuber. I want to make all different kinds of content. Like I want to keep streaming as a VTuber, but I want to do more video projects. I want to do more other kinds of projects. I want to do more creative things. I don't want streaming to be the only thing that I do. I want to do more. So I've been trying to work towards that, and it's always something that's in the back of my head, you know. Hiya, Rebbi! I got back from my final. Congrats! I hope you did really good. I bet you worked really hard. Yeah. It's a creative business. Looking only at numbers would make it soulless and cookie cutter. Yeah. I remember when VTubing first blew up, there were a lot of people who would only look at that, and a lot of those people left. They're not here anymore. You know? Cause like if you're only looking at numbers, like it's hard to get those. Even if you know more about the algorithm and stuff, it's still hard. So you gotta have real passion in it, you know? You know, if you only care about the numbers and you don't have real passion, then it makes it hard to stick with it. Because then you're not really passionate about what you're doing, and if you're not seeing those numbers that you want, then it's like that's gotta be really miserable. It's gotta be really, really sad. I would not want to be one of those people, you know? Pretending not to care about numbers is the biggest part of the numbers game. Oh, is it? Oh, well, I definitely did not talk about thinking about numbers or anything. I would never talk about that, ever. Sure, it's a competition, but let it be fun and make friends. It's not like esports competing for the first place at major events or competing with other VTubers for most fans. Yeah, no, it's nothing like that. Honestly, that was one thing I really loved as well about being in a corpo. Is like, technically we were all competing businesses, but it never felt that way. We all just felt like friends and like just having fun with people between the different corpos and stuff. It always felt like such a good time. And I think as an indie, before I went corpo, I would have thought the scene was way more hyper-competitive. But it never felt that way when I was in Pixel. It never felt that way. Like, I would hang out with the girls from Idol, V-Formula, and like a bunch of different corpos, and we all just felt like friends, you know? It always felt so nice and casual. Yeah. I think Dan would love Rebbi. You think so? I'm trying to think, like, how do we think the Game Grumps would react to me? I feel like Aaron would probably start screaming or something. Wait, look at this fussy frog, baby! Or something like that. I want them to invite me on to play like a round of Wheel of Fortune or something. Wheel of Fortune, it's America's game. I unironically became a decently, like, I don't want to say I'm a huge Wheel of Fortune fan, but I like Wheel of Fortune a lot, and it's because of Game Grumps. I never cared about it until I watched the Game Grumps many videos about it. Wheel of Fortune! Let's get controversial. Dad or John? Who's John? Anime girls exist in real life? Aaron, probably. Well, I'm sure they know what VTubers are. You know. Yeah. And yeah. John Tron. Oh, I've heard of John Tron. Yeah. Did he used to be on the Game Grumps? I know there were other people who would be on Game Grumps before Dan came on, but when I started watching, Dan had already been on the show for a long time. So when I started watching, it's been Aaron and Dan for a long time. You know. Doesn't know John. I know the name John Tron. He's the guy in like those memes, right? Isn't he the guy in the one meme where it's like, I have several questions? Isn't that him? The original Not So Grump. Oh, it was John Tron. Oh, I never knew it was John Tron. Whoa, he was the co-host of Game Grumps for the first year before Dan took his place. Oh, yeah, that's him. Yeah, okay, so like I know him. I just haven't really actually watched his content, but I know him through memes. Also, the what meme? Yeah. Sorry, I knew that there had been another host before Dan, but I didn't realize it was John Tron. Let me be honest, I never really went back to watch those because I like Aaron and Dan's dynamic so much. I will not watch any of the Game Grumps videos that don't have Aaron and Dan in them. I know there were some games that they have on the channel that I was like, oh, I want to see them play this. But like then it's like Susie and Ross and some other people, and I'm like, okay, I know you guys are fantastic, but I only want to watch Aaron and Dan. No, it's nothing against them. I'm just very specific in what I like. I don't know. I wonder if it's an autism symptom, honestly. I'm just like, I am very particular and I only want to watch this particular dynamic from this channel. I don't want anything else. So anything else that has a different dynamic, I just want to watch it. Yeah. If you want to watch him, I recommend his flex tape and bad joke in the revids. He did flex tape videos! Wait a minute! I think I've seen the flex tape infomercial. Wait. I have a question because my brain might be getting these two things mixed up and I am not sure. Thank you being Alba Chapo for one of us. Hello, yes, I am Appo's professional frog inspector, and I have to say this is a very high quality frog. Wow, thanks. He was the guy that made flex tape and internet meme. Wait a minute. Okay, I might have this wrong, and I have to ask you guys. But is the flex tape ad the one where it says, I saw this burn in half? That's a lot of damage. Or are those two different infomercials? Because I can't remember. If all that's from the flex tape or not. Yes. Wait, I once saw this parody. Wait, I have to see if I can find it. I once saw this parody and I have to find it. Wait, let me see if I can find it. I think I found it! Wait, okay, I have to show you guys. Let me... Okay, wait. This is the, I'm gonna have to, like, fix the crap. Wait. Okay, yeah, I have to fix the crap because this is the same... oh god, I hit the screenshot. No, not screenshot. This is the same, one that I used for my hatch day stuff, so I have to, like, adjust the crap on it. But I have to show you guys. This video. If you haven't seen this video, I have to show you guys. Can I put this behind me? Can I put this behind me? Okay. Oh, now I'm in the way. Okay, wait. Okay, I want to show you guys. Okay, wait. Let me mute my video, and then I'll unmute my desktop audio. Okay, let me make sure it's not too loud. Okay. Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready? Okay,
to show you the power of flex tape. I saw this phone in half.
using the scene from the Titanic. That was a lot of damage. This is true. I love that video. Yeah. Phil Swift was behind the Titanic sinking. I don't know what that means. Reverence, thank you for the $5 super. Work's picking up and I gotta get to it. Thanks for streaming. You put a much needed smile on my face today. Did they really? Wow. But thank you for giving me the opportunity there to make you smile. Yeah, I hope you have a great work day. Thank you. I see Marie did recommended videos raised frog case. Yeah, I watched one of her new music videos. It was Horny Money something. I can't remember. It was a really good video though, if you haven't seen it. Yeah, the music video. I think she released it recently. Yeah, I watched that one. The guy from the ads is Phil Swift. Oh, I see. I get it now. Yeah, is he related to Taylor Swift? Whoa, wow, what a dynamic family. You got the girl who plays music, and you got the guy sawing the Titanic in half. Whoa, that's a lot of damage. They should have just used flex tape on the Titanic to fix it. Duh. That you could have saved so many lives with the flex tape. Ooh. Yeah. Feel switchy with flex tape. I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember the beginning of the infomercial. I just remember the memes. Yeah. Heading out to work for the day now. Thanks again for being a sub memory. I think you are sending you. It even works underwater. They should have just fixed the Titanic with flex tape. This is the solution. It was right here the whole time. Yeah. Okay, but I probably should go ahead and hop off so I can go ahead and get the waiting rooms up, and so I can figure out what I'm gonna do for the 3D thumbnail. So I'm gonna head out. But thank you guys for yapping with me. This is such a good yap. Today was a good yap day, and I see our poll for can you take naps is a yes at 69%. Nice. And the poll complete. 1, 2, 3 votes. 1, 2, 3. I'm good at counting. Yeah. 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 Thank you, Pablos, for coming. Thank you. Yeah. I'm taking tomorrow off because I have some specific things I already planned for tomorrow. But we will be streaming again on Wednesday and Thursday. So I will see you guys on Wednesday and Thursday. Yeah. Bye bye guys. Bye bye guys. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. I saw this strawberry hat. Wow, that's a lot of that.